Common questions I get is, how do we make a denture in a few days when other offices take a few months? Well, I have a denture lab on site. This allows us to create a custom denture just for you. You approve the color, the shape, even the position of all the teeth before you take it home. Have you ever seen a horrible looking denture? Well, it wasn't made in my office. Did you know that most dental offices send their dentures out to be made in other countries like Costa Rica and even China? So call me, Dr. D'Amico, 234-5284. That's 234-5284. Do you need dental implants? If you need one implant or a mouthful of implants, don't just go to any dentist. Go to someone who performs implant surgery every day. Don't have your dental work done without a second opinion, especially implants and dentures. So call or visit our website to see our current specials, watch some informative videos, and even see before and after pictures of our current patients. So go to dentistofnaples.com. That's dentistofnaples.com. I'm Dr. D'Amico, and I want to help. 234-5284.
License number DN 15639.
Chevy sales desk, this is Marty.
Marty!
Yeah?
Everyone's getting lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet.
Hey, what, I'm getting lucky too?
Oh, no, Marty, you've never been lucky in your life, especially in high school.
All right.
I'm the Lucky Charm, saving customers a pot of gold on new Victory Lane Chevys.
Oh, yeah, so you're the magic leprechaun here, huh?
No, Marty, you're the only one conning your customers. He hung up. Gulf Coast, it's time to get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Shipments of new 2021 Chevys are arriving daily. Be first in line to save thousands. Plus, get our gigantic cash allowance for any trade. Get lucky now. Find new roads with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. New 2021 Chevy Silverados with savings up to $9,000 off MSRP. All new electric Chevy Bolt up to $15,000 off MSRP. Need credit? Lucky you. Our goal is 100% credit approval at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online at VictoryLaneChevrolet.com. Stock number S1156 and W1002. Price plus taxes and fees. All rebates to dealers. Silverado offer for current lessees. Bold for current Costco members. Offers do not combine. Expires 3/31/2021.
Are you suffering from knee, ankle, shoulder, back, or neck pain? It may be osteoarthritis or degenerative joint disease, a common cause of chronic joint pain. Join Nick Gannum from Physicians Rehabilitation every Saturday morning at 6 a.m. and learn major advancements in how you can treat these painful conditions. You'll learn how new treatments can provide immediate pain relief without any surgery, utilizing visco supplementation and cutting-edge stem cell treatment. Tune in this Saturday morning at 6 or call their office at 687-2165 and online at physiciansrehab.com.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Border policies have been undone. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
It's a disgrace. They're going to destroy our country if they don't do something about it.
Former President Trump telling Fox his administration had slowed migration, but amid a surge of immigrants coming here that Homeland Security says is the biggest in 20 years, the Biden administration says the Trump policies gutted the asylum system and they are rebuilding it humanely.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas will actually be testifying in front of Congress in just a few hours. We'll see what he says there. Democrats are calling this a challenge, but Republicans are saying, come on, this is an all-out crisis.
Fox's David Spun. President Biden is urging migrants not to come here. He also went to the Philadelphia area to tout the COVID financial aid package.
100 million people are going to be getting, not a joke, a check for $1,400, which changed their lives.
Mass murder in Georgia. Shootings at 3 massage parlors or spas in the course of an hour left 8 people dead, most of them Asian women.
Right now, we don't know what the relationship of the suspect to the victims are. We don't know if this is a random act, if he was a customer, but we don't believe that he was here very long. We think he was in and out.
Sheriff's Captain Jay Baker in Cherokee County, where the first shooting happened. The other 2 were in Atlanta. Hours later, surveillance video led police to a suspected gunman stopped on a highway and arrested. There are new U.S. sanctions related to China and Hong Kong ahead of a key meeting tomorrow. Fox's Simon Owen has more live.
And Dave, a day before Secretary of State Antony Blinken meets with China's top diplomats in Alaska, the State Department has announced new sanctions targeting 24 Chinese officials. It's connected to a clampdown on political freedoms in Hong Kong. China recently changed the rules for the city's elections, limiting who can stand. The announcement comes as Blinken visits Japan and South Korea. He's accused China of acting aggressively and repressively.
America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is getting very busy on Acero Parkway, heading east and west between Three Oaks and Ben Hill. You'll definitely see a slowdown. Also delays north and south on Davis Road and Fort Myers between Ione and McGregor. We are still up to speed on Daniels Parkway. That's always some good news. If you're heading just to the east of 41 to get onto I-75, no complaints. Northbound delays beginning on Ortiz, heading to MLK Boulevard. Great option to avoid the slowdown, I-75. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Temperatures will be warm once again into the mid to even upper 80s, with a breeze at times helping out. Lots of sunshine by the second half of the afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to Friday, there still is the potential for some isolated showers and even a few thunderstorms along a cold front, primarily Friday morning, and some do have the potential to become strong. We'll continue to watch this very closely for you. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
When your liberal relatives from up north come for a month, turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at the beach. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. If you missed getting an extra $8,000 for your old car, pay close attention. The $8,000 trade-in event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral has been extended. Friday through Monday only. Bring your trade to Florida's #1 Nissan dealer and get $8,000 over book value for it. Your $2,000 vehicle is now worth $10,000. Your $10,000 vehicle is now worth $18,000. Any way you look at it, you get an extra $8,000. Sutherland Nissan is taking all trade-ins, no matter the year, make, or model. If you thought your car was worth only a few $100, add $8,000. This event has been extended through this weekend only. It absolutely ends Monday. Don't miss out on getting $8,000 extra funds just for bringing in your old car. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, Florida's #1 Nissan dealer, and your used car megastore. Shop online at NissanSales.com or CapeCoralNissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much.
See dealer for details.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Visit the Diamond District this weekend, March 19th, 20th, and 21st, for the biggest diamond sale of the year. The Diamond District has the largest selection of GIA loose certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world. And this weekend, Jason and Todd are offering you 3 years interest-free financing.
Let Naples Shutter enhance your home's beauty and increase its value. From our legendary all-wood plantation shutters, made right here in Naples for over 40 years, to luxurious blinds and shades, to the unique island appeal of Bahama shutters, Naples Shutter has you covered with a lifetime guarantee and over 40,000 satisfied customers. Call 239-566-8161 today for a free estimate. That's 239-566-8161 or visit naplesshutter.com.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. When you want the ability to adjust your loan options in real time, Rocket can.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
Hey, this is Papa announcing our newest Snowbird Protection Plan. If you leave Florida each year, we can take care of your roof while you are away. If you leave and later discover you have a roof problem, simply notify us and we can fix it while you're gone. We will send you before and after pictures, and you can pay us by credit card. As always, we offer our free tile roof inspection, and if we find needed repairs, we'll make it affordable. We have 2 warehouses filled with the obsolete tiles, and likely we can make a matching replacement to make your roof tile look new and clean. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, we thank all of you for supporting our family business for over 30 years. My sons have adopted my old-fashioned ideas: be honest, do a good job, make the customer happy. Our phone number is easy to remember. It's just 4 numbers, 945-2700. That's 945-2700. Area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 132-6213.
You heard that safe drivers get rewarded with Snapshot from Progressive, so you went online to check it out. But then you saw an ad for a vintage baseball cap, and now you find yourself checking the stats of that team's second baseman in '97, wondering why his stolen base total dropped after his rookie season.
Wonder how much his rookie card is worth. Yes, they said it was easy to save money with Snapshot from Progressive, but they forgot about the rest of the internet. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California, North Carolina, or from all agents.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. Good morning. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line streaming live. It is drewsteele.com, the website. And we are so happy that you're joining us this morning. Jake's already in St. Patrick's Day mode. Is that what it is? Is it because you're ready to get your errand going, brah? You're all set about doing that? Is that what it is? Sometimes the button in the cameras. I can't even put the camera on here.
Why does he do this? He does this on purpose.
We come in here every morning. He's a little inside Drew Steele baseball, a little inside Daybreak as we come in. We work hard in the morning. We hit the ground running. We walk in this place, and you probably recognize it. I've heard some text even recently. We're family, right? We can talk, and if you're watching right now, it's cool. We can have this conversation. It's laying everything out. We come in, Jay comes in, I come in, and we don't talk to each other. We hit the ground running. We walk in the door, and we've got things to do. Boom, boom, boom. And so I'm prepping, and I'm putting everything together, and I'm getting the show together, and I'm getting my thoughts together. He's focused on making sure that things leading into the show are prepared and ready to go and all of these things. And we open up the show, but the problem is some of the other things that are going on, we're so focused on our deal that we don't focus on some of the things that are, buttons that usually are supposed to be pushed at a certain place. And is that what you want to talk?
Yeah, it's kind of like, when you go to the bathroom and you put the toilet seat down, or just a courtesy kind of thing, it's kind of like it's just a normal thing, I would think.
How did we jump to toilet seats?
Because that's the only analogy I could think of.
So, in other words, Jake, wow, this is a revelation today. Hold on a second as we wake up this morning. It's, what day is it on this Wednesday? So is this a revelation for Jake the Millennial that you have bought into the caring about others who may be using the restroom where you are employed, the toilet seat up or down? You are actually concerned about others, so you've taken now the time where many people don't to be courteous to the person who may be coming in after you do, that is not of the male persuasion necessarily. Is that PC to say? I don't even know these days of shared bathrooms and everything. But the point is that you're now a caring individual who understands that it may not be a guy coming in after you, and you want to make sure that everything is set to go for the next person.
Regardless of the sex or anything, how about we just clean up after
All right,
ourselves?
well, gosh, I really didn't want to jump into it like this. All right, boy, we have a lot of things to discuss this morning. The board is a crisis, everybody. It is, and it's amazing how it's being talked about as a crisis by certain individuals, and yet somehow it's okay that Joe Biden is not going to the border, is not addressing the American people, is not addressing it specifically, and kind of a little flippant on some of the things that he has brought up when it comes to the border. There's some stuff going on the border. It's kind of like a crisis on the border. There's kind of some things happening along the border. Oh, and by the way, a week from now, I'm going to be talking to everybody. We're going to have a press conference. I think it's hysterical that Joe Biden is going to hold a full press conference, and he announces it yesterday for next week. Who does that? After 64 days without facing questions, the longest of any president in the last 100 years. Now, look, it's a known fact that when you get 864 million people that vote for you as president of the United States, I mean, numbers like nobody has ever imagined. We're talking about ballots and people that have come out of 400,000 ballots could have popped into any drop box, like in the state of Georgia. Any place at all could have been there. Just amazing how people came out and said, I'm an American, I want to vote, and I want to vote for Joe Biden. And I'm not suggesting that happened, kind of. But 864 million people voting for Joe Biden. Look, we don't have to hear from him. He's one of the most popular presidents ever. Who cares if 64 days, 100 days, whenever he gets around to it? Why do you care? Who doesn't? It's just so... Sorry, I wake up this morning and it's so bizarre. We all understand how bizarre this is. Biden's 64th day in office, a record for a modern president in waiting to hold a press conference. Most presidents hold a press conference their first month. This guy doesn't want to talk to anybody. Doesn't want to talk full sentences.
I got hairy legs.
Doesn't necessarily want to make sense. It doesn't matter. But yet, supposedly, we're here to believe that yeah, this guy is legit. I'm talking about too legit to quit, Hammer. You didn't get the reference? Too legit to quit? Not at all. Not even nothing. Just went... Jake's looking at me like...
You said Hammer, so that's
MC Hammer, come on. Too legit to quit. 239-479-5592. He has no idea. So anyway, Joe Biden next week. Yeah, we'll get to it. We're going to hold a press conference. We got some issues along the border. Made some interesting claims about the border crisis yesterday. ABC News did an interview that aired last night about the border crisis that's unfolding under his watch. And when he was asked about the 1,000 of unaccompanied minors flooding the southern border, he says, "Yeah, it's Trump's fault." And they're not in cells. And they're not doing that. They're not putting them in cells. There's nothing like that. We don't have to visit the border. Right? Wasn't there I just want to double check. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't he asked, I guess, when he was flying off to Pennsylvania to talk about how awesome it's going to be that everybody's getting a stimmy? Hey, look, I'm giving you people money. I'm giving you money. Isn't that enough? Why do you got to bother me? So while he's on his Stimmy 2021 tour, and he was asked if he's going to the border, right? And what did he say?
Travel to the southern border, sir? Not at the moment.
Yeah, not at the moment. I'm not going to the border right now. And there's nobody, no kids in cells, no kids in cages. There's nothing like that. Somebody else had something to do with that. Yeah, it was that guy. I know, but we'll make it sound like it's Trump's policies. Although ABC yesterday morning did have a moment of clarity on the issues along the border. Did you hear any of this? I want to bring this up before we move on, because this is such an important issue, and you can't escape it. And even Joe Manchin is like, yeah, we got problems along the border. There's a crisis. Even Democrats are seeing that you can't escape this. The 2022 is now. That's why this is important. That's the lead. The lead story here is that there's a crisis along the border, and even Democrats understand that this is a losing proposition for 2022. There's only so much... Well, I was going to say there's only so much election fraud that you can pull off if you're a Democrat to win elections in this country. But that would be presumptuous to say that Democrats only win because they cheat. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Whether or not it's true or not is a whole other topic. But it's not fair because, there's somebody voting for a Democrat because they love progressive. They love the party of Clinton. Sorry.
I'm really offended personally.
Oh, that'll never stop. Okay. Anyway, I wasn't even talking about you. Talking about the hubby. All right, so ABC, a little bit of their comments along the border from yesterday. Listen to this.
The Border Patrol just telling our team just a few minutes ago that within the last couple hours, they got 10 people trying to run across the border right here behind me. One Border Patrol agent telling me that it is total mayhem when the sun...
It's total mayhem. It's total mayhem along the border here, everybody. That's what one Border Patrol agent is telling ABC.
Goes down out here, and the people I'm talking to on the ground say they expect to see even more migrants trying to cross in the coming weeks.
Okay, let me just stop there. So nighttime, it feels like that's what happens. Night falls, and once night falls, it's game on. And so night falls along the border, and it's game on, like she said, and the Border Patrol is looking, it's like, we got a crisis here.
Trying to beat this summer heat. They want to come during the spring. Look, the Biden administration is not calling this a crisis. It is certainly a political crisis right now. You've had Republicans.
Let me just stop. It's a political crisis right now. It may not be a crisis, but it's a political crisis because, well, why do you say that? A political crisis. And here's the fun part. So she says it's certainly a political crisis. Now, listen.
Certainly a political crisis right now. You had Republicans on the ground on the border yesterday trying to shine light on this. The Democrats that I'm talking to privately are growing increasingly frustrated. You got the Biden administration bringing in FEMA to try to help with this emergency situation. You mentioned that Dallas facility they're opening there. That's going to house 3,000 teenage boys. They've got another one. Look at these images here we have coming in from Midland, Texas.
The images of these teenage boys don't look like teenage boys to me. Those are some pretty big teenage boys. We're not talking 12 or 13. We're talking like 18, 19, 20. We're talking about darn near adults here. But again, isn't it interesting? It's not a crisis necessarily. It's a political crisis. Republicans making their way along the border. Republicans pounce, that whole thing that when the media sees, the whole pounce thing, right? When the media sees that there is a crisis and Democrats have something to do with the crisis, like the crisis is because it's a Democrat policy or it's a Democrat crisis, they make it sound like Republicans are the problem. Republicans come along and, they're coming along and they're pouncing and they're saying something, and they make it about the Republicans being along the border because they want to see for themselves what's going on. Kevin McCarthy yesterday, who wanted to see what's happening on the border. It's all about the Republicans and trying to make something political out of it instead of making it about what it actually is, which is the crisis along the border. Now, what kind of crisis are we talking about here? In February, about 30% of the people crossing the border were under 18. 29,792 unaccompanied children detained without their parents, about 5 times more than in January, of whom 2,942 were under the age of 12. Unaccompanied. The overall number of people apprehended along the Mexican border increased to more than 100,000 in February. That's a 28% increase from January. There's a problem here, right? Biden terminated Trump's Remain in Mexico policy that required Central American asylum seekers to stay in Mexico while U.S. courts reviewed their claims. Nope. You come into the country, and they're getting the word, and everybody is making their way here. They've created this crisis, and they know it. And so do Democrats. Now, why does Democrat Senator Joe Manchin, why did he decide to break ranks and calling the border situation a crisis? Why would he do that? She just said it. Whoever that reporter was from ABC News yesterday morning. Because it's the politics. Because 2022 starts right now, the same way that the governor of the great state of Florida is getting beat up at every turn, supposedly, that we are the worst run state in the nation, that when it comes to COVID, although lately, boy, there's been a little mea culpa, because people have come to the realization that how is it possible that the draconian lockdowns in California have led to the same result as we have had here in Florida being open when it comes to cases and deaths, and the populations are the same. And we have an even bigger population of vulnerable Americans in our state, and yet somehow the numbers are roughly the same. How is that possible that we didn't have to do all the draconian lockdowns, and right now we're in the same situation? How does that work? And people are starting to realize that, maybe we were wrong. Maybe Florida's not so bad. Maybe they actually did the right thing because they didn't destroy businesses. They didn't destroy lives. They didn't hurt children who still have yet to go to school in a lot of areas around the country. It's politics. The politics are at play right now. And you have to ask yourself, what kind of party and what kind of administration? And who are the people that are pulling the strings behind the scenes? Don't forget this. Do not forget this. Who are the people that are pulling the strings behind the scenes with this administration? Who are looking at this right now and saying, you guys can talk the talk. Democrat Joe Manchin and others who are concerned that they're seeing the actual crisis that is happening and they know their political futures are in doubt. And there are people that are pulling the strings in this White House right now that are like, doesn't matter. This is the direction we're going. And they're not going to stop these policies. They're not going to stop any of this. Why? Is it because that these are the policies, no matter what happens, no matter if there are people on the terrorism watch list that make their way across this border, endangering American citizens? Now, when I say that, I'm not flippant when I say that, because it was Kevin McCarthy who made the mention of that yesterday. We played the audio of Kevin McCarthy, who was making claims that terrorists were crossing the border, where Democrats, according to the Washington Post, saying he's either wrong or he's lying. Until you discover that the same day, Axios, not a conservative organization, not a conservative website, Axios has a scoop. You ready for Axios' scoop from yesterday? The Customs and Border Protection Agency confirmed to Congress, not to an anonymous person that CNN picked up on that said something nasty about Trump or lied about Trump. No. We're talking about the Customs and Border Protection Agency confirmed to Congress today that 4 people arrested at the southern border since October 1st matched names in the FBI's terrorist screening database. A congressional aide briefed on the correspondence told Axios. So there have been people who have been picked up along the southern border. And people are trying to make light of it. They say, oh, there's 4 people, big deal. Well, that's a big deal. Again, here's the lead. The lead is that there are people in the White House, there are people who are pulling the strings of Joe Biden who want this to continue to take place, want the Democrats to go ahead and get on the defensive and try to say things about the administration. Go right ahead. Do what you have to do politically. But ultimately, the reason why they're doing this has to be because they feel like there is a benefit to illegals crossing the border, coming into the country, feeling like it's Joe Biden with T-shirts that say Biden. Like, how do you come across the border and have a T-shirt that says Biden, please let me in? What are you doing when you're on asylum and you're running away from a country there south of the United States, and you're making this arduous trek to the southern border of the United States? Somehow you have time to stop at a printing shop and get a T-shirt because you just love Joe Biden so much? No, because it's coordinated, it's organized, and they're coming here. And the bet from this White House, no matter what anybody says, the bet is that these are Democrat voters. Every single one of them will vote for Democrats, and everyone will thank Joe Biden for it, and they'll know who to thank and what party to thank. And so on the outside, when Democrats are screaming and yelling and saying, there's a crisis, you're right, there's a crisis. Even the media is like, there's a crisis. Deep down, they're fine with it because they need those voters, because the more they lose the blue-collar workers in this country, the more they lose their base, which they are losing thanks to the former president of the United States. They're going to have to find somewhere to pick these votes back up because the numbers just won't work out. And that's their bet. That's their bet. 239-479-5592. All right, when we come back, a couple of other stories I want to touch on. What is going on with moms these days? I think something's happening with moms. Moms are getting a little crazy with high school-aged kids. I don't know what's happening. There's something weird going on, and I'll explain that story coming up. And then also, we've got Matt Caldwell, who's going to join us at 7:35. We'll talk a little Florida politics and get into what's happening in Tallahassee and some of the things that will affect us right here in Southwest Florida coming up on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News. 925foxnews.com.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
A first for Uber. The ride-hailing company says it's going to reclassify its UK drivers as workers rather than independent contractors, which means Uber will pay for drivers' vacations and pensions. Honda says it needs to shut down production at most of its U.S. and Canadian plants for 1 week. Reuters reports the automaker is dealing with supply chain problems. MoviePass may be making a comeback. The website of the bankrupt subscription movie ticket seller shows a clock counting down to March 22nd, and the message, the movie is about to start. And stocks closed mostly lower yesterday. The Dow fell 127 points after closing at a record Monday. The Nasdaq gained 11. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report, invested in you.
Businesses that run like clockwork establish routines they trust. That's why over 1 million companies rely on Cintas. We'll help you protect employees and customers with essential safety supplies, inspect your fire protection systems and devices, hygienically launder your uniforms, and keep you well-stocked with the leading hand sanitizers and disinfecting wipes. Learn how Cintas can help you open your doors with confidence.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Here's what no recovery, no fee means at our firm. First, your initial consultation is absolutely free. Next, we understand that most people don't have the money to pay hourly attorney's fees, so you only pay us a percentage of your recovery if we win. Finally, there are expenses in working a case up. We advance these costs as well. If we make no recovery, you don't owe these either. Visit forthepeople.com for more information. No charge there either. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Is your car a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it? Would you rather be driving a brand new Nissan equipped with all the latest technology and safety features? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2012 or newer, yes, a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Bring us that old Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Ford. We don't care where you bought it from. We don't care if you bought it new.
All right, it's the morning crew. Hello, morning crew. Just trying to see who's here. Say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Looking to see. All right. If you're here this morning, just wanted to say hi. And, oh boy, I got the hiccups today. I know I didn't say happy St. Patrick's Day to anybody. Sorry. All right, good morning to, well, if you're here, if you're watching, just want to say good morning to my morning crew at 6:30. And if you're just joining us in the comments and reaction, just say hey. And so we could say hi to you, the usual crew. It's not like I'm looking to see if we're getting anybody new, but it doesn't look that way. Looks like we just got us. It's just us, the usual crew, like Gary, who's always here, who's got the great beard. Jessica, who's, that's right, happy St. Patrick's Day. What is that? Is that a picture of, like, are you underwater? What is that picture, Jessica? I can't tell. I mean, I see the masks, but it looked like it's like a sparkly picture. You're in space, or, I don't know, it's cool looking. All right. Top of the morning. See what you did there? I get it. Marsha, very good. Top of the morning. All right, so good to see you here. Donna, good morning. I know, it's just us. It's okay. We don't need anybody else. Top of the morning, Lady Catherine. That's us. We don't need anybody else. It's the morning crew. Oh, what is that? At the hockey game. Okay, very cool. Man, I was going to say, I haven't been to a hockey game in a long time. How are they doing, by the way? Good morning, Laura. Good to see you. And friends. Jake's the friend. Hold on, let's see if we can fix Jake's camera. I'll see what I can do. Hold on, let's see. Hold on. There it is. All right, it's fixed. That was pretty easy. Good. Okay. I gotta tighten that camera up. It's a little wacky. All right. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Who's that? Anne. So did I ask you this, Anne? That picture is that a drone? What is that? Or is it somebody from a balcony, or what is that? Craig. Good morning, Craig. Craig looks like he's ready to go fishing. I like that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you don't fish. Maybe you just have a cool hat and shirt. Good morning, Martha. Were you there? Oh, there she is. Hello and good morning. Simple and straight to the point. The morning crew is here. Everybody's ready to go. All right. Anything special you want to talk about this morning, by the way? I fixed the camera. We got to tighten it. It's good now, but the minute this whole stem I don't know why it got loose. We'll just have to...
He's doing it over.
Yeah. You think so? He's messing with us now. Good morning, Ed. I know it's Ed because it says Ed. It's not just Ed, but it's Ed. All right. Of course. How would I know if, of course, you fish? I don't know you, Craig. But, yes, of course. I mean, if you live in Florida, you have to fish. Well, that's what my son says. Yeah, let's make it a great day. Can we do that, please? All right. Good morning, Richard. Is it Gage or Gage? Gage. You know, because some people take their name and sometimes they want to fancy it up. So instead of being Richard Gage, it's Richard Gage. It sounds very mysterious. Or maybe that's just me. I don't know. Stile. I should try that. All right. That's it. I got to get ready. I'll see you in a little bit.
Ooling. There's other companies out there with similar sounding names, but there's only one Kobe Cooling. If you want the one and only Kobe Cooling, dial 239-482-1542. The only completely NATE certified mechanic staff in South Florida. So remember, if you want the company that's been voted the best year after year, you want Kobe Cooling. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949. 239-482-1542.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment, we've got you covered.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response spring.
I'm Harvey Massey. Where we live, there are several types of termites, and they can all cause damage to your home. Subterranean termites invade from colonies below the ground, while drywood termites fly in and infest exposed wood in your home. Both require different treatments. That's why you need Massey's Total Coverage Termite Protection. Our guarantee covers all types of termites and includes coverage for retreatment and repair of any new damage. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Hear that? That's a breath of fresh, clean air. I'm Christopher Kagan, owner of 5 Star Air. As a Southwest Florida native, I know how important air quality is to your family. Here at 5 Star Air, we proudly offer the Remy Halo LED air purifier, which is proven 99% effective in killing the COVID-19 virus in your home. Fox News listeners get a free consultation to see if the Remy Halo LED is a fit for your home and family. Call 5 Star Air at 239-282-2222. License number CAC 014619.
You need a fast, reliable network. So get fast, reliable internet from Comcast Business and add advanced security with Comcast Business Security Edge. They have 24/7 support, it's fast internet, and advanced security made simple. Bounce forward with Comcast Business.
Hi, doctor. So how are you feeling?
With Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, be seen by your Millennium healthcare provider in the comfort of your home from your computer, smartphone, or tablet.
So good to see you.
Call your Millennium doctor's office or 844-CALL-MPG to request a virtual visit with the care team who knows you best.
I'll talk to you soon.
Millennium's telehealth service, MPG Connect. your doctor, your device, your connection to a healthier life.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, in just a couple of minutes, the former President Trump was on Fox News Primetime with Maria Bartiromo talking about vaccines. He said something that the Democrats were calling for, that the left in this country was calling for the president to do, which is kind of interesting when it comes to vaccines, because they're not saying anything about what's going on in Europe right now, which is kind of a big deal. If we're talking about doing something that has to do with stopping the global pandemic, stopping COVID, getting rid of the vid, but they're pretty quiet about the betters out there, which is Europe, because everybody in Europe is smarter and wiser and better, and the United States, we're just a bunch of lug nuts. That's all we are, and that's a polite way of putting it. I mean, if you're in the left, if you're a Democrat, the left, if you're the fake news legacy media, all the same thing. And I know it drives you crazy when I say that, especially you Democrats who are like, I'm not a leftist. That's the party you're voting for. Haven't you met Joe Biden? Haven't you met the people pulling the strings? Well, you haven't met the people pulling the strings behind the scenes. But let's just put it this way. There's some former administration people around there, and there's a reason why. If we're going to be quite honest about that part of it, before we get to the first part of it, it's this. Why are we not talking more about why Barack Obama never left Washington, D.C.? I mean, right? Isn't that where he hasn't been living anywhere outside of D.C., right? I mean, isn't that true? Or am I missing something? Because from what I understand, Barack and Michelle Obama still in the Washington, D.C. area. They've been there. They haven't left. It's almost as if they've been kind of hanging around, and along with some others in the administration past who are now in the administration present, kind of weren't going anywhere, because just in case something like this were to happen, you almost feel like it's the 2.0. I don't know. Am I off base? Maybe I am. Maybe I shouldn't even talk like that. Maybe we should just move on. So we're going to talk about the former president on with Fox News last night and what he had to say about vaccines. But first, I teased this before we went to break. And what's going on with moms lately? Has the worry about the pandemic and schools, the vid, has it made parents, moms in particular lately, get a little stressed out to the point where you're doing things that don't make a whole lot of sense? Did you hear this? This is what. Here you go, Jake. You ready? This happened in, where exactly was this? Oh, Escambia County. Here you go.
He's arrested a woman and daughter, accusing them of rigging last fall's homecoming queen vote at Tate High School. The girl won, but her mother, a school system employee, had access to hundreds of student accounts. And investigators say she and her daughter manipulated the computer-based voting. What's going on? Florida Department of Law Enforcement investigating into this. From last November, Escambia County School District alleged that the students' accounts had been accessed illegally, and now we come to find out there's a school principal and her daughter have both been arrested for hacking into hundreds of students' accounts at Tate High School to cast votes for the teen as homecoming queen. Who does that? What's going?
I can just go ahead and confirm if she was the daughter of the principal.
Yeah.
Probably not going to win.
Is that what it is? It's because my daughter's more beautiful than your daughter, and just because I'm the principal doesn't mean she should lose, so I'm going to rig this? She's an assistant principal at Bellevue Elementary School, and according to police, both Carol and her daughter, 17-year-old Emily Rose Grover, were arrested on Tuesday. They arrested the kid, too, charged with hacking into hundreds of students' accounts to cast fraudulent votes just to be homecoming queen.
It paid off at the time because she was crowned the homecoming queen in 2020. I didn't know they had homecoming queens in 2020. How did they do that? I guess was it virtually? I don't think they were, or maybe they did.
Could you imagine accepting that, knowing that you've...
Yeah, well, that goes back to the whole scandal, right? The pay-for-play scandal there that had to do with the colleges, right? The really super uber rich Hollywood elites who were paying for their kids to go to Ivy League schools that had no business being there. Not to mention the fact that when you do that, you take the opportunity out of a person's hand who should have gotten that opportunity to be in that Ivy League school. But that's a whole other point. Although they may have just added on because, the cash. But yeah, the actual charges included a count each of offenses against users of computers, computer systems, computer networks, electronic devices. I mean, these are felonies. This is serious. And if you're an assistant principal, you kind of know it's serious, right? I mean, you're the one that's supposed to be telling your daughter, yeah, this is a bad idea. We're not doing this. Like, listen, you win, you win. If you don't, you don't. Whatever happened to that? The cookie crumbles, the ball, that's the way the ball bounces, the cookie crumbles, I don't know what other expression you have. But look, you have to sit down and have that talk. You just come out and say, look, you're not as pretty as the rest of them. No, that's not the case. It doesn't take away from her. It's just weird. And I bring this up because that's the most recent story of a weird week of moms doing crazy things. Did you hear about this one? Hold on a second. It's on the heels of the cheerleader story from the other day. Do you remember this one? The Pennsylvania high school mom? The Pennsylvania high school cheerleader targeted by a mom who allegedly conspired to get her daughter's rivals kicked off the squad with deep fakes. She made deep fake videos to get other girls kicked off the cheerleading squad. Deep fakes. It's. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're a cheerleader mom, and I've known a lot of cheerleader moms throughout my years here in Southwest Florida, and I can tell you what, boy, there's a lot of competition going on with cheerleaders. The moms are they're not messing around. Not messing around, but this is messing around. This is messed up. It's messed up and messing around. So I just don't know. I don't know what's going on lately with the moms they're just like they're stressed out, doing crazy things. I don't have a call screen, by the way, so I can't see. But I feel bad. I feel bad for the kids because the kids get sucked into all of this. And, the mom's like, I'm going to make a deep fake. We're going to get everybody kicked off the squad. It's like, no, Mom, no, really. You don't have to. No, that's a bad idea. I really want to be homecoming. Do you? I got an idea. I got some pull. I'm an assistant principal here in Florida at Bellevue Elementary School, and I think I got an idea. Let's hack into the computers. Are you for a homecoming? That's all. People are stressed out. Yeah. All right. Bill's in Fort Myers. What are you saying, Bill?
It's unbelievable. We're willing to investigate a homecoming election from last year, but the presidential fraud, we'll just won't worry about that till the news admits that they lied.
He's got a point. He's got a point, everybody. Thanks for the call, Bill. He's right. Yeah, we don't want to get too deep into the presidential election. We don't want to do anything like that. We don't want to go back there. We can't talk about it. Can't say anything. We're washing. That's it. Look at Jake. Jake's like, I'm washing my hands of you, even with this discussion. Here, look, go to the camera. Here you go. Here's Jake on the camera. Go ahead.
What's done's done.
It's done is done. Let's move on. There's nothing to see here. Let's move along. We don't want to be like that. It's not like anyone of integrity has been able to ask questions or investigate or look into anything that might have to do with election fraud and concerns about it and might actually be seeing something that should be investigated further. Nobody is doing anything like that. So we really have to stop with this nonsense. Oh, wait, this just in. Yeah, there actually is somebody with some credibility, with a whole lot of credibility, who was talking about this just recently. Boy, if I could find this, I thought I had it in front of me, but I don't. Cheryl Atkinson has been doing some investigating, she's just asking questions, is what she's doing. Oh, here you go. This is the story from yesterday. Man, I would love to get her on this program to talk about this. She pulled an excerpt from the Georgia Star News, a follow-up investigation into Georgia's mishandling of hundreds of thousands of absentee mail-in ballots. It's not that big a deal. I'm just repeating what's going on here, but we got to move on, people. We got to move on. I get it. Okay. 4 months after the November 3rd, 2020 presidential election, state and county officials in Georgia have failed to produce chain of custody documents for an estimated 20 vote-by-mail absentee ballots. 100? 1,000? No. 404,691 vote-by-mail absentee ballots deposited in drop boxes and subsequently delivered to county registrars for county. As of March 3rd, only 56 of Georgia's 159 counties have provided ballot transfer form data to the Georgia Star News. The number of absentee by mail ballots delivered to registrars in those 56 counties total only 195,309, or 32% of the estimated 600,000 absentee votes by mail. In other words, we got 404,000 absentee ballots and no chain of custody. We have no idea where they came from. We have no idea what they're up, where they came from, or who did it, or anything like that. We have no idea, no chain of custody, but we know that they were counted. By the way, the 2020 presidential election outcome in Georgia was decided by fewer than 12,000 votes, about 3% of the 404,000 absentee vote by mail ballots deposited in drop boxes and delivered to county registrars where they were counted. But we're moving on. That was a long time ago. I mean, do you know how long? It was so long ago. It was so long ago that Joe Biden actually had coherent thoughts.
Judge, my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Never mind. I thought I was going somewhere with it, but never mind. Yeah, so nothing to see here. We're moving on. 239-479-5592. Boy, was that a crazy segment right there. All right, I'm looking at the time, and I don't have enough time to focus on this, so I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a break right now, and when we come back, I do want to get to it. The former president, Donald Trump, on with Maria Bartiromo last night talking about vaccines. I just found it interesting that he was talking about everybody getting out there and getting a vaccine, and those that have been thinking about it, you should, and if you're not thinking about it, you should, and if you're somebody who supports the president, you should. I just find it interesting that Democrats have been spending the last 48 hours plus pushing hard. Even the president now, you got to tell your supporters to get vaccinated because it's important that we do this. Yet, I wonder if they're focusing and talking enough about what's going on overseas and the fact that they have some questions about the AstraZeneca vaccine in Europe, to the point where now countries are deciding that we're not going to give the vaccine and we're going to draconian lockdowns again in Europe. And are we talking about that at all? No. All right, we'll get to that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Oh, by the way, if you want to watch, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's, and it's mobile-friendly, smartphone-friendly, and computer-friendly. It's just friendly. There's Sabrina Katz. She's got it.
A crash at 82 in Sunshine Boulevard is still blocking a right westbound lane as you're heading towards Sunshine from Alabama. Also delays on Alabama. We're bumper to bumper heading southbound towards 82. Now, if you're on the Dude Hills extension, it is starting to get very busy, but we're not seeing that creep and crawl slowdown that we may see later on this morning. Colonial Boulevard is still up to speed as well if you were heading towards I-75 out of Lehigh. However, Lee Boulevard is very congested right now heading west of Alvin. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority. It's going to be another warm and toasty afternoon as highs will reach the mid-80s for most of Southwest Florida with that breezy wind too. I'm still looking ahead to Friday for the potential for strong storms along a cold front. That looks to be primarily Friday morning. Still a lot can change with this system, but have a way to get those alerts, and you can always get that by downloading our free Wink weather app. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Rush Limbaugh.
A radical feminazi website out there that's not doing well. They're treading water financially. They're holding a last-ditch online fundraiser to try to keep the doors open. I'm not going to tell you what they are because I don't want to help them. I just want to tell you these things. The CEO is bragging she's a person with multiple marginalized identities. Now, this website announced that if they don't get big bucks by the end of May, it'll be too late because scary financial trouble threatens their all-important work. What is this all-important work? What is so valuable to society that people should reach into their wallets and bail this outfit out? Well, their homepage gives you an idea. Here's a headline: Healing from Toxic Whiteness. Another title, A Guide to Self-Care When Your Loved Ones Don't Support Your Activism. And my favorite one is this: 5 Ways Mexican Queerness is a Radical Act Against Colonialism and Machismo. Now, you remember the Temptations had a big hit in the 60s, Ain't Too Proud to Beg? Well, that could be these feminist theme songs because they're begging hard, so to speak. They complain that it's a terrible challenge to create intersectional feminist media in a financially sustainable way, especially in a world that does not value what they do. Ladies, girls, it's whatever you are, if the world doesn't care what you do, why should they support it with cash? No wonder you're losing your shirts, or worse, because you've already lost your minds. What about your panties? Have any left?
Mahindra is the official tractor of Tough. And if you ask Mahindra owners, they'll tell you we're also the official tractor of working through a long, hard winter, and the official tractor of getting your land ready for spring. And right now, Mahindra is the official tractor of spring savings. Save thousands or get 0% interest on tough new Mahindra tractors during the Mahindra Spring Sales event. Your Mahindra dealer has spring savings on subcompact tractors all the way up to utility tractors. Stop by, or you'll officially be missing great deals on Mahindra. Learn more at whymahindra.com. On select models for a limited time only, go to whymahindra.com for more information.
Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at Shenango Supply Company of Punta Gorda or call 941-637-1165. That's 941-637-1165.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. Flickering lights and hot switches can be annoying, but they can also signal a major problem, or worse, an electrical emergency. So play it safe and leave it to the experts at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $77 off any repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Are you driving down the road right now with back or neck pain or pain into your arms or legs? Maybe your struggle is getting out of your bed or chair. Maybe you get weakness when you put weight on your leg or swing your golf club. It's time you address this problem once and for all. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, these are the conditions that we treat every day, except we treat the root of the problem. No injections or pain meds. Non-surgical spinal decompression, recognized around the country for incredible statistical results for long-term pain relief. Break the cycle of pain from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, arthritis, or car accidents. Non-surgical spinal decompression can get your life back. Spinal decompression is safe and comfortable for any age and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. Don't hurt anymore when the answer is only a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, DrewSteele.com, the website, if you want to watch. Mitch McConnell's not playing around anymore. Sorry, it's hard to say anything about Mitch McConnell and use the word like getting tough in the same sentence. It's just really difficult. But anyway, Cocaine Mitch, what has he got going on right now? Let's see. He's saying that there's going to be a scorched earth Senate. Look out. If Democrats push forward to eliminate the filibuster, which requires a supermajority of 60 votes to pass most types of legislation. And so he's talking about the fact that nobody serves in this chamber can even begin to imagine what a completely scorched earth Senate would look like. He said, predicting that the Senate would turn into a, quote, 100-car pileup where nothing moves. He's going to require a quorum for every piece of Democrat legislation, which Vice President Kamala Harris couldn't become a tiebreaker for. And that previous actions would seem like, quote, child's play. And Zero Hedge talked about it. While moderate Democrats like Joe Manchin, most Republicans oppose getting rid of the filibuster. We would hope that all Republicans would not want to get rid of the filibuster at this point. Burgess Everett at Politico described it as the biggest threat to the GOP in the short term by saying that Republicans' biggest threat in the short term is a 50-50 Senate where the vice president doesn't count towards a quorum, so it would get really, really messy. There's a lot of things to try to mess up. And remember something. For Mitch McConnell, it's all about 2022. You got to hang on till then. And if you can do the most that you can do right now to gum up the works to get to 2022, knowing that right now things are not looking good for Democrats and they know it, well, that's part of the game.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Chevy sales desk, this is Marty.
Marty!
Yeah?
Everyone's getting lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet.
And what, I'm getting lucky too?
No, Marty, you've never been lucky in your life, especially in high school.
All right.
I'm the Lucky Charm, saving customers a pot of gold on new Victory Lane Chevys.
Oh, yeah, so you're the magic leprechaun here, huh?
No, Marty, you're the only one conning your customers. He hung up. Gulf Coast, it's time to get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Shipments of new 2021 Chevys are arriving daily. Be first in line to save thousands. Plus, get our gigantic cash allowance for any trade. Get lucky now. Find new roads with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. New 2021 Chevy Silverados with savings up to $9,000 off MSRP. All new electric Chevy Bolt up to $15,000 off MSRP. Need credit? Lucky you. Our goal is 100% credit approval at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online at VictoryLaneChevrolet.com. Dr. S 1156 and W1002. Price plus taxes and fees. All rebates to dealers. Silverado offer for current lessees. Gold for current Costco members. Offers do not combine. Expires 3/31/2021.
Hi, this is Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows in North Fort Myers, and Storm Shield wants you to be prepared for the upcoming season. Global Weather Oscillations, an organization that predicts storms and hurricanes, has just been cited as the most accurate in storm forecasting by the media. Professor David Dilley, senior forecaster for Global Weather Oscillations, says that GWO's Climate Pulse Technology model indicates that some regions of the United States have entered or will be entering the most dangerous hurricane landfall cycle in 70 years.
The experience with their product was great. We went through the storm. We didn't have to rush around and get plywood. We didn't have to put up shutters. It wasn't loud. It wasn't scary. There was no noise at all. We could see outside the whole time. We felt safe, and I just can't thank Storm Shield enough for the quality of their product and the peace of mind and security that it gave my family and me through the storm.
Enjoy the peace of mind, safety, and security that Storm Shield hurricane windows and doors will add to your home. Call Storm Shield for a free in-home estimate today at 239-491-7002. 491-7002.
License number CGCEA 60475.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
The president again urges migrants not to come here now. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The idea that Joe Biden said come because I heard the other day that they're coming because they know I'm a nice guy.
The president on ABC News saying they're still getting his immigration system set up amid a surge of migrants coming here at a pace not seen in 20 years. The head of Homeland Security will testify at a House hearing this morning. Alejandro Mayorkas says most migrants are single adults not let in. But facilities housing kids who came here alone are filling up. He blames Trump policies that gutted the asylum system. But the former president responds.
They're destroying our country.
He told Fox last night.
Our country can't handle it. It is a crisis like we've rarely had, and certainly we've never had on the border.
The former president is also adding his voice to the call to get more Americans vaccinated. Fox's Rachel Sutherland has more live.
Dave, speaking to Fox's Maria Bartiromo, former President Trump said the vaccines are safe and effective.
I would recommend it to a lot of people that don't want to get it, and a lot of those people voted for me, frankly.
Recent polling has shown Republicans are less likely than Democrats to get a vaccine. The nation's top infectious diseases expert, Dr. Anthony Fauci, has called on the former president to urge his supporters to roll up their sleeves. Former President Trump and the First Lady were quietly vaccinated in January. Dave?
Rachel, Dr. Fauci and the head of the CDC will testify at a House hearing this morning on COVID vaccinations. Back to President Biden. He was also asked on ABC if New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, a fellow Democrat, should resign over sexual misconduct allegations if claims are proven true.
Yes, I think he probably ended up being prosecuted, too.
A suspected mass murderer is jailed in Georgia the morning after police stopped him on a highway hours after shootings at 3 massage parlors and spas that left 8 people dead, most of them Asian women. America's listening. Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
A crash at 82 in Sunshine Boulevard is still blocking a right westbound lane as you're heading towards Sunshine from Alabama. Also delays on Alabama. We're bumper to bumper heading southbound towards 82. Now, if you're on the Dude Hills extension, it is starting to get very busy, but we're not seeing that creep and crawl slowdown that we may see later on this morning. Colonial Boulevard is still up to speed as well if you were heading towards I-75 out of Lehigh. However, Lee Boulevard is very congested right now heading west of Alvin. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Temperatures will be warm once again into the mid to even upper 80s, with the breeze at times helping out. Lots of sunshine by the second half of the afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to Friday, there still is the potential for some isolated showers and even a few thunderstorms along a cold front, primarily Friday morning, and some do have the potential to become strong. We'll continue to watch this very closely for you. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I just want to say I love America because everyone gets a voice.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
I cannot tell you how awesome it is when my family comes over and I say, you're going to get great tasting water straight from your faucet. I'm telling you, it's great on your skin, your hair, and your appliances. Think of what your water is doing now. Well, you should call now for your free multi-point Pentair water test. And I'm telling you, you're going to love the way your water tastes with your new Pentair water system. Every faucet in your house, it's the coolest thing ever. And there's a big difference when you call a Pentair water specialist. When you give Max a call at Pentair, trained, uniformed experts in our city and well water, that's a big deal, right? With their mobile showroom, you're wondering what you're going to get. A wide range of water treatment options, and you can see them in front of you. They install your new Pentair water system for you, and the big news right now is Pentair has a new Easy Flow under-counter filtration system. It is certified to reduce 99% of lead. Call now for your free water test, and right now save 15% on your whole home water system like I have in my house. With Pentair, never any sales pressure, so call them. 239-880-7799 or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Want to make your home a more comfortable place but don't think you can afford a top brand heating and cooling system? Well, Carrier has the right solutions for every budget. When you turn to your Carrier expert, they'll show you our full lineup of best-in-class home comfort systems and help you pick the one that best fits into your home budget. Because in this economy, who couldn't use a little more comfort? Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Visit Accurate Comfort Services online at AccurateComfortServices.com today. License number CMC 057023.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Got mold?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
You probably know Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dray Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
Hi, doctor.
So how are you feeling?
With Millennium Physician Group's telehealth service, MPG Connect, be seen by your Millennium healthcare provider in the comfort of your home from your computer, smartphone, or tablet. So good to see you. Call your Millennium doctor's office or 844-CALL-MPG to request a virtual visit with the care team who knows you best.
I'll talk to you soon.
Millennium's telehealth service, MPG Connect. Your doctor, your device, your connection to a healthier life.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. Streaming live, we are at drewsteele.com is the website. Hope you go there to visit to watch. It's set up for your smart device, your phone, a computer, wherever you would like to go. That is just fine. All right, we mentioned this before. You know, the former President Trump was on with Maria Bartiromo last night and talking about vaccines, and she brought up vaccines and explaining to people about getting the vaccine. He was saying that everybody should be getting the vaccine. Now, let's remember something. It was just 48 hours ago, and it was Joe Biden. It was the media pressuring the former president of the United States. You got to talk to your people. You got to talk to Trump supporters. You got to explain to them that they need to get this vaccine because they're the ones that aren't getting it. And it's trouble. I mean, we're never going to get out of this pandemic. We're never going to stop wearing masks unless you Trump supporters get vaccines. That kind of was the message that was out there. Now, some of the polling might suggest otherwise as to who is and is not getting the vaccine and the reasons why, but it had to happen. And the former president on with Maria Bartiromo, and look, he's like, you should get it. She asked the question, right?
President, I know that you received the vaccine. Mrs. Trump also got the vaccine. Would you recommend to our audience that they get the vaccine then?
I would recommend it, and I would recommend it to a lot of people that don't want to get it, and a lot of those people voted for me, frankly. But, you know, again, we have our freedoms, and we have to live by that, and I agree with that also. But it's a great vaccine, it's a safe vaccine, and it's something that works. And we've been working round the clock, and what I got the FDA to do, this would have happened. This would have happened in many, many years from now if I didn't get involved and if we didn't get involved.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things about what the former president said that I think is important with what the media, the fake news legacy media, has been pushing about the president, about you, about people who decide that they're not going to get the vaccine. There's a couple of things going on here. Number one, the president is 100% absolutely right that because of Operation Warp Speed and the policies that were put in place by that administration, the Trump administration, there's a reason why we have the vaccine right now. There are some people who uncomfortably have been sitting with individuals and making mention of this and how important the former president's policies were to where we are today. What am I talking about? Did you know that there was a roundtable with Kamala Harris yesterday where she was going around talking to individuals about the PPP and Trump's PPP during this roundtable. And participants were talking about the issues of COVID and being prepared and the like. And how funny that somebody was sitting right in front of the vice president and said this.
I'll also tell you that the PPP was incredibly important for us. We talk about volunteers. We're a volunteer organization for a lot of our people. When COVID hit, we couldn't have the volunteers anymore. But PPP allowed us to hire people during the COVID crisis to be frontline workers for us because obviously we can't do our what we do remotely.
Okay. You mean during the pandemic? Oh, that was during the Trump administration, a PPP. So this is somebody who is a volunteer there who was telling Kamala Harris that, hey, the Trump PPP policy there and giving Trump credit to allow things to happen at that moment in time during the pandemic. Oh, I'm sure she was loving every minute of hearing that. So, again, how more and more people are now realizing what Operation Warp Speed is and is not, and certainly what it is, which is something that was vital and it was needed, and it was the reason why, because of the former president's leadership, that we have the situation we have in this country with vaccines, as opposed to what it isn't, which is something to be ignored, and to somehow give credit to the Biden administration for it. Although the president, Biden, giving himself credit, of course, without the media pushing back at all for vaccinations. You know, the idea that we may be able to, after the end of May, being fully vaccinated. And this is something that the former president was touting and talking about. But no, he gets to take credit because, you know, he's a...
I got hairy legs.
No, that's not really why. But anyway, I digress. So that's the first thing that I was going to mention during this interview that the president was having with Maria Bartiromo last night about vaccinations. You know, the second part of this, I think, is something that is important as well. Because the president, remember, said this.
I would recommend it, and I would recommend it to a lot of people that don't want to get it, and a lot of those people voted for me, frankly. But, you know, again, we have our freedoms, and we have to live by that. And
we have our freedoms, and we have to live by that, understanding that there are people that don't want to take the vaccine. We have to live by that. So that's being recognized. But it's the other side. The media went crazy. CNN, who did a whole segment, you know, breaking news.
Breaking news.
A bombshell.
You know, going after the former president. You got to talk to Trump supporters. You're the ones that aren't taking. You're the ones that are questioning taking the vaccine. And you're the biggest problem. Because, you know, it's always going to be about Trump. Because as long as Trump somehow gets into some kind of discussion, narrative, headline, lead with the fake news legacy media, they'll get clicks, because that's the only way they get clicks, because certainly nobody's going there because it's quality journalism or entertainment. Yeah, but anyway, so what about that? What about going after you, Trump supporters, and those that are saying, no thanks, I don't want to take the vaccine? First part of this is, what does the polling say and what is the evidence showing? Well, a Monmouth University poll says 1 in 4 people are saying no thanks to the vaccine. But who are these people? Because politically, it's what matters now, right? Half of the public plans to get COVID vaccines as soon as they're allowed. Those willing to be at the front of the line represent a majority of American adults when combined with the 6% who report already receiving the vaccine. Another 19% said that they would prefer to let other people get it first to see how it goes. However, 24% say it's likely they'll never get the vaccine if they can avoid it. Now, here come the interesting numbers, everybody, because this is where you dig down. According to this Monmouth University poll, Democrats are more eager to get the vaccine as soon as possible, 72% when combined with those who already got the vaccine. Much more so than independents, 51%, and Republicans, 39%. Whoa. Hey, Jake, I'm just checking right now. Jake, you're not very good at math. So let me ask you this question because it's pretty straightforward. Even somebody who is awful at math, somebody who is convinced that the $7.62 in his bank account can somehow be used to buy $100 worth of groceries. Somehow, some way, I'm getting, it's a... No, that's not really true. I'm just having a little fun. It's not even...
I mean, I am poor, but go ahead.
I know. That's not really what I meant. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. I meant it to say that, some millennials feel like when they look at the bank account, it's like, well, I got credit, right? Aren't there some millennials that look at the cash and go, so I still got credit?
No, I don't have that either.
Okay. Boy, this went off the rails. All right, let's just start with this. Jake, 71% or 72%, 51%, 42%. Which one of those numbers is the lowest?
Wait, one more time.
72%, 51%, 42%. Which is the lowest of those three numbers?
I'm going to have to go with 42.
Okay, that is correct. Okay. Now, 51% represents independents and 42%, excuse me. Oh, Jake, I'm so sorry. It wasn't 42, it was 39%. So 39% is the lower number. 51% represents independents. 39% represents Republicans. If 51% is independents and 39% is Republicans, which one of those is lower? It's 39%. He's a little busy right now, everybody. I'm sorry. Taking you away from your work?
No. Karina took me away from my work.
Okay. Taking him away from his work. The point is that there are more independents who we are told that are worried about getting the vaccine. The numbers are so close right now. Okay. More than 4 in 10 Republicans say they will avoid ever getting it. 25% independents, 10% Democrats. They're looking at this and they're polling these numbers, and they're interested to find out when you combine it with those that are eager and those that have received it already, and how it's clearly Republicans are the ones that are the troublemakers. When you come to find out that Republicans, when you add the numbers of the people who don't want to get it, plus the ones that already, the ones that are eager to get it as soon as possible with the ones that already received it, that independents and Republicans are almost equal. They're almost the same number when you put all of these together. I did all of this to say in a roundabout way, let's get to the point, that we're told that the Republicans and Trump supporters are the ones that are the troublemakers when it comes to getting vaccines. Yet when Monmouth University did this study and they put together all the numbers of the individuals who were eager to get it and already had received it, it turns out that independents and Republicans were both in the same category. They were just about equal in number. What I'm trying to say is that the media would have you believe that the Republicans are the troublemakers, and yet they don't say anything about the independents who politically feel the same way. And on top of that, how dare you go after Trump supporters or Republicans when it was Democrats for months and months and months railed against Donald Trump and Operation Warp Speed and taking a vaccine. It was Kamala Harris. I'm not taking Trump's vaccine. Don't you remember that audio? She wasn't going to take Trump's vaccine. No way. How many Democrats out there were not going to take Trump's vaccine? Now, all of a sudden, Trump's not the president of the United States, and there's a concern about people taking vaccines to the point where the president go's on the Maria Bartiromo's show and says, listen, yeah, you want to take the vaccine? That's good. There are people that don't want to, but still, it's a good thing to take. I took it, and Melania has taken the vaccine. But yet somehow when Joe Biden's the president, let's go, we all got to be on board with this. But you are the ones that destroyed it for so many people because it was Trump's vaccine. It's like the nerve of people and how they have operated in this has been crazy. It's been absolutely crazy. And on top of that, now we're hearing about Europe and how Europe is getting ready to lock down because there's concern about the AstraZeneca vaccine and how there could be a blood clotting issue. And so they're not going to distribute the AstraZeneca vaccine, and how we are so ahead of the curve when it comes to vaccines that when it comes to turning the corner on the pandemic, the United States is getting it done when European countries right now are in a state of flux and not sure what's going to happen over there because of the issues with the COVID vaccine through AstraZeneca, because of what they're talking about, a spike in lockdowns, and here we go again. And because of the former president of the United States, we were able to get ahead of the curve when it comes to getting the vaccines and getting them out there and being able to have them here in this country and making sure we buy enough and have them ready to go. But yet nobody's talking about, and we don't hear enough about the issues over there. All we know is that magically Joe Biden has made everything perfect when it comes to vaccines here in the country. But yet for the longest time, it was Trump who was the bad guy, who was bringing up Operation Warp Speed, and he was the troublemaker. I'm not taking Trump's vaccine, and how negative you all were out there for months and months and months. And somehow everything's supposed to be all magically good and delicious right now. See, that was my St. Patrick's Day. See, I rolled it in. I made it I said magically delicious. See what I'm talking about? Magically delicious.
You wearing green today?
No, I'm not wearing green.
No, I'm not either.
Sorry about that.
I'm not.
There was a lot of people that do that, right? They get into St. Patrick's Day wearing green. They get their Lucky Charms together, magically delicious. Don't they have didn't they bring them the Shamrock Shake back to McDonald's, which was a big thing? Yep.
I've never had one.
Yeah, it's same going in as it is. I gotta go. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News right all along. Let's move along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
A crash in Lehigh at Lee Boulevard in 82 is backing up traffic for 2 miles. If you're heading west of Gunnery, avoid Lee Boulevard. You can hop on Buckingham Road or take Gunnery to the Daniels Extension. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
It's going to be another warm and toasty afternoon as highs will reach the mid-80s for most of Southwest Florida with that breezy wind too. I'm still looking ahead to Friday for the potential for strong storms along a cold front. That looks to be primarily Friday morning. Still a lot can change with this system, but have a way to get those alerts, and you can always get that by downloading our free Wink Weather app. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
When you're running a business, you don't have time to worry about slow internet or confusing cybersecurity. So get fast, reliable internet from Comcast Business on the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. You can add the advanced security of Comcast Business Security Edge to help eliminate threats. And enjoy the peace of mind that comes with knowing 24/7 support is just a phone call away. Get fast internet and advanced security made simple so you can bounce forward with Comcast Business. Help your business bounce forward with an amazing offer from Comcast Business. Get started with a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Plus, ask how to add Comcast Business Security Edge. Call 1-800-501-6000 today to find out more. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and AutoPay required. Security Edge available when added to Comcast Business Internet for additional monthly charge. Call for details.
If you missed getting an extra $8,000 for your old car, pay close attention. The $8,000 trade-in event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral has been extended. Friday through Monday only. Bring your trade to Florida's #1 Nissan dealer and get $8,000 over book value for it. Your $2,000 vehicle is now worth $10,000. Your $10,000 vehicle is now worth $18,000. Any way you look at it, you get an extra $8,000. Sutherland Nissan is taking all trade-ins, no matter the year, make or model. model. If you thought your car was worth only a few $100, add $8,000. This event has been extended through this weekend only. It absolutely ends Monday. Don't miss out on getting $8,000 extra funds just for bringing in your old car. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, Florida's #1 Nissan dealer, and your used car mega store. Shop online at NissanSales.com or CapeCoralNissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much. See dealer for details.
Hear that? That's a breath of fresh, clean air. I'm Christopher Kagan, owner of 5 Star Air. As a Southwest Florida native, I know how important air quality is to your family. Here at 5 Star Air, we proudly offer the Remy Halo LED air purifier, which is proven 99% effective in killing the COVID-19 virus in your home. Fox News listeners get a free consultation to see if the Remy Halo LED is a fit for your home and family. Call 5 Star Air at 239-282-2222. License number CAC 014619.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Two 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. You can go there and watch right now on your smart device, smartphone, or even your computer. When we come back, we've got Matt Caldwell who's going to join us. We've got a lot of Florida politics to talk about. Things that are happening in Tallahassee that will affect us right here in Southwest Florida, some very important issues. And then also coming up, a couple of other things that are going on that we want to make mention of. Immigration, obviously, the talk there, and what's the latest that we're hearing in the newsrooms here locally and nationally. It's important stuff. There is a crisis. It cannot be avoided or denied anymore. The issue becomes, what's this administration going to do? Is it going to be business as usual or not?
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and I want to be sure you're given the best prices on fine jewelry and diamonds. Other jewelers don't like me. Why? Because we offer better prices and a superior experience. If you go to Tiffany's, you're going to get a great product, but pay 2 to 3 times what it's really worth. If you go to a chain store, you're going to get something that's really cheap and bad quality. Don't settle for high prices, low quality, and a bad experience. Buy real jewelry from me, Stuart Duncan, a real jeweler. The love of your life will really be proud to know that their diamond came from Duncan's Diamonds. Your true love deserves the best. And at Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and I will make sure that you can count on it. Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and fine jewelry. Come to one of our 3 beautiful locations. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado.
Smart homeowners know that proper maintenance of their home's AC can save a bundle in the long run. Trust our comfort specialists at 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating to keep your AC running strong. A proactive tune-up can actually help your AC run more efficiently and save you money on your electric bill. Call 855-1HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay a dime. Always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
True relief for back and neck pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar & Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar & Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Biden's message to all the people trying to get into the United States through the southern border right now.
I can say quite clearly, don't come.
The president tells ABC News his administration is working on immigration reform and sending back adults and families caught at the border. Unaccompanied minors are being allowed to stay. Former President Trump tells Fox his administration made a big dent in human trafficking and drug smuggling across the border.
We did a lot of things, and all of that is now eroded.
In that interview, he also encourages everyone, including his supporters, to get vaccinated for coronavirus. A message to China from the Biden administration.
One day before Secretary of State Antony Blinken meets with China's top diplomats in Alaska, the State Department has announced new U.S. sanctions targeting 24 Chinese officials. It's connected to Hong Kong and a clampdown on political freedoms in that city.
Fox's Simon Owen. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
A crash in Lehigh at Lee Boulevard in 82 is backing up traffic for 2 miles. If you're heading west of Gunnery, avoid Lee Boulevard. You can hop on Buckingham Road or take Gunnery to the Daniels Extension. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Temperatures will be warm once again into the mid to even upper 80s, with the breeze at times helping out. Lots of sunshine by the second half of the afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to Friday, there still is the potential for some isolated showers and even a few thunderstorms along a cold front, primarily Friday morning, and some do have the potential to become strong. We'll continue to watch this very closely for you. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News.
Go for Cornerstone.
Got water?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friend.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. I've told you about Dr. France and his team about how they've changed my life with my often terrible eyes. Well, they can change yours. I want to talk to you today, though, about cataract surgery. You know, for years it was very basic on what you did, but now technology has transformed over the years so much that it's not just about having your cataracts removed, it is about your lifestyle. Whether you need vision correction for near, far, and in-between distances, or maybe night driving's your issue, or you need extended depth of focus, Dr. France and his team are ready to help. Don't let cataracts hold you back in 2021. Call France Eye Care today to schedule your screening. Star 2020 from your cell phone or dial 239-418-0999.
France Eye Care.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com. Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it. Guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Hi, it's Kelly and Joseph Edison from Southwest Florida's own Closet Factory.
How do we build the smartest organization solutions in town?
To start, we get to know you on a personal level, which means we know who and what your solution is for.
Then we make it real through old-fashioned craftsmanship and remarkable building technology.
Thousands of organization transformations that create more time, space, and peace every day.
That's how we build it. Let us help you solve your storage need. ClosetFactory.com.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News 239-479-5592. All right, first of all, Matt Caldwell is on the line with us right now. I want to talk a little Florida politics, and being that it's session, and he knows a thing or two about what session is like in Tallahassee, and continues to keep an eye on things that are happening there. I like to get his thoughts and opinions on the process and some of the news that's out there. So first of all, good morning, Matt. How are you?
Doing well, Drew. Just another exciting day in Southwest Florida.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of which, there's some news stories out there I'm going to mention right now that I just saw off the air, and maybe while you're on, I can ask your thoughts on this. This was interesting. I noticed a NASCAR story here from Fox News that they're going to use COVID-detecting dogs at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for races. I had no idea that. Did you know that they have COVID dogs that they can sniff COVID? That's news to me. I had no idea.
That's a shocker to me as well. I mean, I don't know if you carry COVID the same way that a drug dealer carries cocaine. But,
I don't know.
I guess you can teach a dog anything.
I had no idea. But Jake brought up a very good point. Jake, do you want to bring up the point that we just talked about off the air? Go ahead, say it.
What happens when the dog gets COVID and loses its sense of smell?
What happens when the dog gets COVID and loses its sense of smell?
Be around it.
That's I don't even know why we're even doing that. But I wonder if they're going to have any COVID-smelling dogs around Southwest Florida, because Week News was talking about Fort Myers businesses balancing caution with celebration on St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be crazy out there. I'm telling you, it's a super spreader event, Matt Caldwell. What do? We need more COVID-smelling dogs around here is what we need.
Oh, goodness. No, I think we'll be just fine. I think if anything, Lee County has proven that you can go on living real life, be thoughtful about the decisions you make, but not have to shut us all down and lock us in our homes like they tried to in other states. And look, anybody around the country that wants to see how to do it right, they can just look to our backyard, and we're doing it about as right as I think anybody could.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, let's talk about some of the news stories. I thought this was interesting in Florida politics, because they were talking about how the Capitol doors won't swing open anytime soon. What do you mean? Like, how long are they planning on keeping the Capitol doors shut? What's that all about?
Well, it is about these the COVID restrictions and being thoughtful. And one of the realistic challenges, to give a little bit of credit to the legislature, particularly the Senate, there are a number of individuals, in fact, probably better than 2/3 of the Senate are in the target age. They're over the age of 65. They are at risk. And so the Senate president has made the decision that until everybody there has been vaccinated, not just the senators, but also the staff, they're going to continue some pretty harsh protocols. And the thing I'm worried about myself long term is just a shift in the culture of Tallahassee, which traditionally has been very open. You can go anywhere, meet any of your members. The building, compared to, say, D.C., for those of the folks that have been to Washington, D.C., and you basically can't go from room to room without somebody shaking you down. Florida has never been that way, and I'm really concerned about kind of the long-term impacts, despite maybe the wisdom of keeping some of these older senators safe, because they are in the target, the risk population. Versus a lot of the rest of us.
Yeah, I think
this is going to be interesting long term.
Yeah, I think that brings up one of the bigger topics that I even talked to my wife about yesterday, and I bet you've probably had the same conversation with somebody, whether it's in your family or outside. My wife was kind of reading some things about the vid and vaccines and the like, and then she walked in and she just said, "Can I just ask a question? When is this all going to be over? Like, how long are people going to wear masks? Like, how many people in the population won't give it up because we've conditioned ourselves now to believe that it's not just COVID. I mean, it's the flu. It's everything. I mean, a simple mask can keep away everything. Scurvy. I don't know. I just threw that in because my dad always used to say, "Eat your vegetables, otherwise you're going to get scurvy." But that's besides the point. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, when do people think, or when will that moment be where we're going to turn the corner? Is it the government that says it, or is it we the people that say it?
Well, it's always we the people if we the people care enough about it. We choose our elected officials and they react to the priorities that we put in front of them, sometimes willingly, sometimes unwillingly. But look, these are the conversations we're having all over society. You talk about going back to church. Our own congregation has an early service where you have to wear a mask to attend, but the second one is mask optional. Make your own choice and be thoughtful about the decisions you make. And I think for the time being, you're going to see a lot of institutions create accommodations like that, thoughtful ways to let people feel comfortable wherever they're coming from. And again, recognizing there is an at-risk population. If you're over 65, you do fall in that category where you might get it. It's why the governor prioritized that population to get them vaccinated first. If you want one, you can get one and get people feeling safer. And that's really to your point, getting the population that's at risk feeling safer, feeling confident that they can go back to a truly normal way of life is what the policy has been here in Florida. And I think that will get us to the end stage faster than anything else possibly can.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but and we'll move on from after I tell you this, but I hate to say it, but I really think that ultimately when it comes to masks and mask mandates and the masking up of individuals, it's gonna take individuals. It's gonna take we the people to say, yeah, we're done. We're just done. That's it. We're moving on now. We know what this is. We know what it isn't. We know who's vulnerable. We know who isn't. We know the people that are vaccinated. We've got this, and we're moving on. But anyway, all right. So I see the Bright Futures Scholarship Program, and I see the words of many. A controversial bill to change Florida's Bright Futures Program passes first hurdle. And I see all of these things about Bright Futures. So what's going on with this Bright Futures bill that has sailed through committee and now being discussed? What's going on here with this?
So for the listeners that may not have it right on the tip of their tongue, Bright Futures is the Florida scholarship that will pay for up to 100% of college at any of our state universities. And you have to have exceptional grades. You have to have exceptional academic achievement in high school. But it's a free, full ride. And the numbers have been spectacular, so much so that it's become very, very expensive. And so they're looking at reasonable changes to the program. One of those I think are pretty obvious. If you do dual enrollment, where in high school you also attend your local state college and basically graduate high school with your associate's degree, then you don't get a 4-year ride from Bright Futures. You're only going to get a 2-year ride. The more controversial element is paring down the degrees you can pursue at the university level. They are trying to craft in this bill a metric of what degrees lead to jobs. And if your degree doesn't lead to a job, we're not paying for it. We want people, if we're going to pay for it as the taxpayer, we want people to graduate with a skill that's going to put them to work and make them a productive part of society. And of course, that's become very, very controversial, particularly with folks on the left side of the political spectrum there in the Senate.
So you're talking about humanities, arts. These are the places that they would lose scholarship money? Is that what it is?
Potentially. The proposal right now would require the Board of Governors that oversees the state university system to develop that list of the degrees that most likely lead to jobs. But the bill also has some rudimentary metrics that they're trying to develop. How many years after you graduate with this degree until you get a job in the field you wanted? How many people that get this degree still have student debt or still have challenges in getting full employment? Metrics that'll work. It is moving through the committee stages. It's gone through 2 committees in the Senate. Interestingly, there is no companion in the House right now. So while it's caused a great deal of controversy in the legislature, as you and I both know, if there's no matching bill in the House, time's getting short here 3 weeks into the 9-week session for the issue to actually make it off the floor by the end of the day.
So what is it? Nobody wants to touch it?
I think the goal, my suspicion is the goal is to start the conversation this session, the Senate wanting to really push this question and get people talking about it. I mean, when you talk about a complicated question, you've got to do a lot of fiscal analysis and forcing the issue into the open and getting everybody to agree, okay, we should actually develop a study of which degrees at our universities result in jobs as soon as you graduate and which ones don't. And at least give the members, the legislators, the ability to actually evaluate the proposal. I suspect that when it's all said and done, as long as the House bill doesn't show up, what's probably going to happen is that metrics gathering, that data gathering is going to become part of the budget process for the next year so that they can come back next session and be ready to tackle the policy side.
Yeah. Matt Caldwell joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, talking about some of the things that are happening in Tallahassee right now with the legislature in session. And just some things popping up. It seems like education seems to be the big one of the day. I saw this headline, a Fleming Island lawmaker targets Florida school board pay as, quote, national outlier. What's that all about?
Well, it is quite interesting. Actually, most places in the country, school board members do not get paid anything. They are voluntary positions, whereas in Florida, our elected school boards all receive compensation. I think the pay, it's based on a formula of population, I believe. So in Lee County, the current pay is around $35,000, $40,000 a year for each school board member. This member of the Senate out of Northeast Florida is really pushing back on that and saying, look, the rest of the country does it on a volunteer basis. Why is it that we're paying a salary here in Florida? And obviously you can imagine it's a bit controversial when you talk about taking away people's pay.
Yeah, sure. All right, hold on a second. Judy is calling. She wanted to ask a question about Bright Futures. Go ahead, Judy. Oh, gosh. Wait, hold on a second, Judy. Stay there. I forgot to put Matt Caldwell on. Just hung up on Matt Caldwell. All right, there he goes. He just called back. All right, Matt, stay on the line there for a second. Here's Judy that's calling, and she wanted to ask a question. All right, hold on a second. There you go. All right. Oh, gosh, I hung up on him again. Why am I messing with the phone? You should probably be messing with the phone. All right, go ahead and get you got Matt on? All right, Matt, you there?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Here's Judy. Judy, go ahead. What's your question for Matt?
Yeah, I just have a question. My first is kind of two parts. Does Bright Futures pay for trades? And if it doesn't, why not? And wouldn't that make sense to have Bright Futures pay for trades, because trades lead to jobs and we need trades like plumbers and electricians and mechanics. Welders.
That's an interesting point. Thanks, Judy.
No, I think Judy's question is spot on, and I think that's exactly part of what should be forced into this conversation. Bright Futures has traditionally focused on the 4-year bachelor's degree, but there's no question about it. Trade education has the potential to lead you straight into the workforce every single time, and we all know if you're a plumber or electrician, if you know how to fix something, you're making good money, and you're going to continue to make good money. You know, Amazon might be able to deliver your food and your books, but they can't come fix your toilet when it won't work correctly.
Oh, not yet, Matt Caldwell. You just wait. The toilet business there at Amazon is ready to get pumping. I couldn't think of anything else to say. That was really wrong. But that is a fantastic point. I wonder if maybe that's the angle. If somebody wanted to pick up on the House side, maybe that's the angle that they take. Maybe you pick this up talking about that specifically. Why not? I mean, I cannot tell you how many people that I know in the HVAC industry or any of these trades that are looking for people that are qualified to work, and the pay is fantastic. The money there, and it's hard to find people to do it and to get into the industry. And boy, if there was a pipeline that can help with that, especially when it comes to Bright Futures, why not?
Well, I think that's exactly right. Now, one of the things to note is that we have locally in our school district and around the state pushed trade education into the high school level, so that you can, just like your dual enrollment for your associate's degree, you can be dual enrolled and so graduate at 18 with that trade education. And the state will pay for that for free. Dual enrollment, whether it's in your local state college or it's in the trade school, is 100% free as long as you're also enrolled in high school. And if you're 16, 17, 18 and not taking advantage of that already, you need to get on the ball right now. If you're a parent of that age student, don't let that opportunity pass you up.
All right, quickly before we go to break, because we got Drew's College we have to do. We talked about this the other day, and I noticed this again popping up on my text feed about what the state was doing with regard to talking about this bill to ban smoking at beaches and parks. It's cleared the Senate committee. And, man, when I was reading about this in Florida politics, I was laughing because it was talking about the tons and tons and tons and tons of cigarette butts on beaches. I've noticed, I haven't been to a beach in a long time, so I'm not maybe the person to ask, or maybe I'm just going to the wrong places, but I didn't realize there were that many cigarette butts all over the beaches.
Yeah, I'm not sure that it's quite the scourge that it's being made out to be through this process. And look, if ultimately the choice is, as a state, that we don't want to have cigarette smoking on the public beaches or in the public parks, that's a decision that we can make. The thing that's interesting about this bill is it would crack open the local regulation. Going back to the late 80s when they passed the ban on indoor smoking, the regulation of tobacco has been uniform throughout the state. Whether you lived in Pensacola or Miami, the rules were the same. And I think that's the real interesting aspect of this bill is it would blow that up and allow local regulation. So think about during this pandemic, mask mandates can be in one county but not another. Business shutdowns can be one county, not another. I think that's a real infirmity of the state law. We should be looking at that in terms of pandemic response, but then think about that application in this venue and whether we want to go to a world where you got to ask the local police sergeant whether you're allowed to smoke here or not smoke there or in this building or at that park. I think uniform statewide rules do a lot to help a place like Florida where tourism is our number one industry. People need to know what the rules are, no matter where they are in the state.
Yeah, Jake already figured out the answer yesterday when we discussed this briefly. Candy cigarettes. That's it. It's just you can encourage candy cigarettes to smoke. It's very when you talk about biodegradable. I mean, it just dissolves right there on the beach. You wouldn't have any problem. And they have the cool little red tip, so it looks like it's lit when you're.
There you go.
No, not there. You go. It was an awful idea when it was brought up, and but Jake he got a kick out of it. All right, we gotta go. That's it. And kids no smoking candy cigarettes. It's a bad thing. Don't do that. It's a gateway. All right, good job. Matt Caldwell joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. We got to do Drew's College, so we got to run, okay?
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. Back at you. All right, we'll do this again soon. Matt Caldwell joining us. All right, fifth caller right now, 239. No? Yes? No? No? No, we ran long. Did we run long? We ran long. Okay, we ran long, everybody. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I'm looking at the time. Maybe oh, boy. All right, we'll catch up with that in just a bit. Stay break 92.5 Fox News right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Pandemic, market drops, elections. Don't let the noise and fear distract you. Where do you go for clarity in uncertain times? I'm Alfie Townsend, Southwest Florida's financial planner. For experience, advice on planning for retirement, visit savingtheinvestor.com.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach with our Week 2 legislative update. First, I want to talk about how the process works. Florida has a part-time legislature that meets annually for a 60-day legislative session. Our only constitutional requirement is to pass a balanced budget. House members can file up to 7 bills, and senators can file an unlimited number. 3,068 bills have been filed, and only about 10% of those will pass both chambers to be signed into law by the governor. Bills have been filed by Republicans to combat Chinese corporate espionage, to expand the Second Amendment to allow concealed carry in churches, to protect the internet privacy of consumers, and to cut licensure requirements to make it easier for people to start new businesses, among many, many other bills. Next week, we will begin voting on bills on the House floor. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and remember that this is your government, and we work for you. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, Post Office Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's Pest Prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Serving Southwest Florida since 1977. To learn more and schedule an appointment, visit firstclassairconditioning.com.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Name one small insurance company. Couldn't think of one, could you? Didn't think so. Most insurance companies are big, really big. They have thousands of lawyers. Imagine it's a beautiful day, the sun is shining, birds singing. You're on your way to work, and then bam, your whole life changes in that second. Forever. You're injured, and now you have to fight for justice or live your life in pain. Let me give you some straight talk. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you, it's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. We are big for a reason, which is why we've recovered over $9 billion for our clients. Over $1 billion in one case alone. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
At LMCU, our roots in your community just got a little deeper with the opening of our newest branch in Estero. When you bank with us, you can earn more on your money with our Max checking account and pay less on things like home mortgages and credit cards. We're proud to open our 13th Florida location at 21910 South Tamiami Trail. Our lobbies are open, plus you can schedule an appointment or visit one of our drive-thrus for contactless service. Our branches stretch far and wide for a reason. You. LMCU. You'll love banking here. Equal housing lender, member NCUA, and MLS number 442967.
Hey, James, that order just doubled. We gotta move fast here.
Indeed knows unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
Somebody pick up that phone.
Like at Luca's Gourmet Frozen Pizza Company. To operate at scale, he needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, this is Keith, the owner of Storm Shield Windows in North Fort Myers, and Storm Shield wants you to be prepared for the upcoming season. Global Weather Oscillations, an organization that predicts storms and hurricanes, has just been cited as the most accurate in storm forecasting by the media. Professor David Dilley, senior forecaster for Global Weather Oscillations, says that GWO's Climate Pulse technology model indicates that some regions of the United States have entered or will be entering the most dangerous hurricane landfall cycle in 70 years.
The experience with their product was great. We went through the storm. We didn't have to rush around and get plywood. We didn't have to put up shutters. It wasn't loud. It wasn't scary. There was no noise at all. We could see outside the whole time. We felt safe, and I just can't thank Storm Shield enough for the quality of their product and the peace of mind and security that it gave my family and me through the storm. Enjoy the peace of mind, safety, and security that Storm Shield Hurricane Windows and Doors will add to your home. Call Storm Shield for a free in-home estimate today at 239-491-7002. 491-7002.
License number CGCA 60475.
If you missed getting an extra $8,000 for your old car, pay close attention. The $8,000 trade-in event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral has been extended. Friday through Monday only. Bring your trade to Florida's #1 Nissan dealer and get $8,000 over book value for it. Your $2,000 vehicle is now worth $10,000. Your $10,000 vehicle is now worth $18,000. Any way you look at it, you get an extra $8,000. Sutherland Nissan is taking all trade-ins, no matter the year, make, or model. If you thought your car was worth only a few $100, add $8,000. This event has been extended through this weekend only. It absolutely ends Monday. Don't miss out on getting $8,000 extra funds just for bringing in your old car. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and the all-new Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, Florida's #1 Nissan dealer, and your used car megastore. Shop online at nissansales.com or capecoralnissan.com. If it doesn't say Sutherland, you paid too much.
See dealer for details.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
Why? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That is a big question in Georgia. The morning after there was a mass murder at 3 different shooting scenes. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has details live.
Dave, the shootings at the 3 massage parlors started around 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon in Ackworth, about 30 miles north of Atlanta, where 5 people were shot. It continued at 2 more spas in Atlanta. In all, 8 people are dead. At least 6 were Asian women. 21-year-old Robert Aaron Long is in custody after police identified him from surveillance video and captured him during a manhunt. Those killings follow a wave of attacks against Asian Americans. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki released a statement saying the president has been briefed on the shootings. Dave.
Tanya, the head of the CDC, and Biden COVID advisor, Dr. Anthony Fauci, will both testify this morning at a House hearing into COVID vaccinations as the pace of getting shots into arms increases. The European Union is now proposing COVID vaccine passes to allow people to travel freely across the EU countries by the summer. Now, many Republicans here say they won't get the vaccine. Former President Trump recommends they do, like he did, telling Fox last night.
It's a great vaccine, it's a safe vaccine, and it's something that works.
The former president also told Fox he's upset with what he says is a crisis at the border.
It's going to get much worse. I mean, what you're seeing now is very bad, record numbers, but it's going to get much, much worse.
He blames President Biden on doing his policies for a surge of migrants coming here. President Biden reiterates his message to migrants, telling ABC News,
I can say quite clearly, don't come, and what we're in the process of getting set up.
The head of Homeland Security will testify later at a House hearing this morning. He blames Trump policies for gutting the asylum system. The president also told ABC Russian President Vladimir Putin will pay a price for trying to interfere in the 2020 election to help then President Trump. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by New South Window Solutions. Find them online at newsouthwindow.com.
Wink News traffic.
A disabled vehicle on I-75 just south of Daniels Parkway, blocking the middle lane. This is backing up traffic right now. Troopers just arrived on scene. It is a mess. So if you are heading southbound, avoid the interstate if you can. Stick to tree line, much quicker option. That crash on Lehigh Acre is still active at Lee Boulevard and 82 with delays heading west of Alvin Avenue. To avoid this crash, you can always stick to Buckingham Road, but now Buckingham Road is slowing down as well. Gunnery Road is the fastest option towards 82. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Temperatures will be warm once again into the mid to even upper 80s, with the breeze at times helping out. Lots of sunshine by the second half of the afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to Friday, there still is the potential for some isolated showers and even a few thunderstorms along a cold front, primarily Friday morning, and some do have the potential to become strong. We'll continue to watch this very closely for you. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Tougher than plastic, harder than wood. Nothing beats the power of steel.
True Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. At New South, we are determined to build the best Florida window. Energy-efficient windows that stand up to heat and hurricanes. We call it the ultimate Florida window. Factory direct and guaranteed for life. New South has installed tens of thousands of windows across the state and has been named one of the fastest growing window companies in the nation. And that is why we're New South proud.
Going on now. Save 35% off factory direct windows and doors. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do.
And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life, starting now. River Hall is where it all starts. A true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, where country club living meets the casual, barefoot Florida lifestyle. River Hall's Davis Love III Championship Golf Course is one of the top-rated courses in the Gulf Coast area, and you'll love River Hall's private oasis pools, bike paths, fitness center, tennis and bocce courts, and more. Live large with homes priced from just the 500s to the 800s from Pulte. The Pulte collection of breezy, open floor plans offers something for every lifestyle, with upscale finishes and features designed for elegant, gracious living. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com. That's liveriverhall.com.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592. There's the talk and text line. We stream live. DrewSteele.com is the website, so anytime you want to watch, you can go to DrewSteele.com. Steele has 3 E's, and right there you can watch. You can watch on your smartphone, smart device, or even on your computer. Boy, we're going to get to this in just a second. Joe Biden is saying that this crisis along the border and these illegals, these migrants that are making their way to the southern border, somehow that they're coming because he's a nice guy or he said something in the past that would lead them to believe that it's a good time to come, and he denies it. Boy, wouldn't it be interesting? Wouldn't it be fascinating if I could come up with some audio where Joe Biden actually, literally, out of his mouth, said, Joe Biden said that there should be a surge at the border. Whoo! Boy, that would be a bad thing, wouldn't it? Hey, I got that audio.
The fact is that I don't remember.
Yeah, I bet you don't. I do. And so I've got the audio where Joe Biden is claiming, I never told anybody to come to the border. Why are they coming to the border? Because I'm a nice guy. I never said anything about it. Oh, yes, you did. And I've got the audio to prove it. So that's coming up in just a second. I don't think you want to go anywhere. I do have to mention this because the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, was on with Maria Bartiromo last night on her great program, Primetime on Fox. And they were talking about, among other things, the vaccine. And we're going to get to that coming up as well. And your thoughts, whether or not, because you're a Trump supporter, you're not going to take the vaccine because you're a Trump supporter. Because that's what we're being told. It's Trump that needs to go on the air and tell everybody to take the vaccine because it's your people that are not taking it. And you're the troublemakers. And so the president went on yesterday to say, hey, listen, if you want to take it, you take it. It's a good thing. We took it. And if you don't, listen, it's a free country, basically. But I don't think for a lot of lefties that's a good answer. But there was something else that was brought up on the heels of a story that is pretty hysterical. I don't know if you heard about Meghan Markle. And did you know who Meghan Markle is, right? She's Prince Harry's wife there. The Meghan, the Meghan and Prince show, the Meghan and Harry show. Harry. What is it?
Ex-Prince Harry?
Yeah, right. It's the Prince and Meghan show or the Meghan and Harry show, however that works. So after the interview with Oprah Winfrey and, the calls of against the royal family and racism and woe is us and how awful everything is and how tough of a time we're having here. Turns out that there is a Californian who started a fundraising effort because she seriously felt sorry for the multimillionaire royal couple after Harry publicly whined to Oprah Winfrey about being financially cut off by Buckingham Palace. So she started a GoFundMe page to try to help them out because they're having a problem paying for their $14.6 million California estate. Guess how much money the GoFundMe page has made? Do you want to guess?
$100.
$110. Wow. Well, that didn't go very well, did it? Yeah, here's a valuable lesson for you, kids. Kids, Don't set up a GoFundMe page for people who own a $14 million estate. It's a bad idea. But anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. On the heels of that, we've got the mentioning not too long ago that because people are so excited about Meghan Markle, and boy, wouldn't it be great if she were president of the United States? That's actually being talked about, that she's getting together with Democrat operatives because she thinks after the interview with Oprah, she wants to start a political career and it could take her to the White House. Donald Trump had something to say about that on Maria Bartiromo's show yesterday. What about that?
Well, I hope that happens because if that happened, then I think I'd have an even stronger feeling toward running. I'm not a fan of hers. I think that what she talks about the royal family and the Queen, I happen to think I know the Queen, as you know. I've met with the Queen, and I think the Queen is a tremendous person, and I'm not a fan of Meghan.
Can we just stop with the royal family and talking about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle? Can we just stop with the nonsense? I mean, are we done now? Like, let's just stop with this. Nobody is calling for Meghan Markle to be president of the United States. I don't think anybody in America is thinking, now there is a candidate for president. Nobody wants to deal with this. Just stop. Stop the talking about it. It's already bad enough that they've already stolen one of our songs. Do you realize that? It's already bad enough. We've already we've fought a war to make sure that we can stay over here and you can stay over there. All right? So enough. I'm kidding. That's really not. That's not really. Well, it's true. But and then you come along and steal one of our songs. Did you know this, Jake? How about this? Do you know this song? Listen, right?
Yeah.
What's that song? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're bringing us bad presidential candidates from overseas. They're stealing our songs. I mean, what else are these people got? Okay, well, it might have been the other way around. Not really my country 'tis of thee it was from the 30s, and I think the God Save the Queen was actually the 1700s. And it's kind of not the point. We don't want Meghan Markle, okay? So enough of this royal talk. We're done. Even right now. 239-479-5592 is the phone number. All right, Joe Biden believes that there's a crisis along the border, and maybe there's a crisis. Hey, look, we're not ready for you to come over here, okay? We're just not ready for you yet. Maybe there's this surge on the border, but I never said anything about you guys coming over here and surging. I mean, that's a really bad thing for you to be thinking about. And we know the numbers. It's really ugly right now. Joe Biden sitting down with an exclusive interview with George Stephanopoulos, and the question came up. I want you to hear this. This is pretty interesting about what's happening with the issue along the border and immigration. Listen to this.
A lot of the migrants coming in saying they're coming in because you promised to make things better. It seems to be getting worse by the day. Was it a mistake not to anticipate this surge?
Well, first of all, there was a surge the last 2 years, in 19 and 20, there was a surge as well.
This one might be worse.
No, well, it could be, but here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Listen, we got to go blame the former president because, that's what we do. It's always Donald Trump's fault. Everything from climate change to the puppy food that your dog is eating to, I don't know, whether or not you should use a certain weight on the end of your fishing hook. And the problem that you're not catching fish is Donald Trump, because clearly he's somebody who likes to use a certain weight on the end of their. I don't know why I'm even saying that. Actually, I'm saying that because my son likes to fish, and he was telling me about the weights on the end of the hooks, and I still am trying to figure out how to actually put something on the hook. But anyway, I digress. So it's always Trump's fault. So, there was a surge in 19 and 20, and it's George Stephanopoulos saying, well, it wasn't that bad. As a matter of fact, I think some of the policies that were put in place during the Trump administration was helping to tamp down a lot of the issues that were going on along the border, like making sure that asylum seekers would stay in Mexico and other countries, not coming into this country, which is the case now because of the cancellation of that policy by the Biden administration. But we don't want to talk about that. Listen to Joe Biden here. You ready? Listen to this.
We're sending back people first of all, the idea that Joe Biden said come, because I heard the other day that they're coming because they know I'm a nice guy and I won't do what Trump did.
They're saying this.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. They're not.
Really? Okay. What if there was some, oh man, I know, I'm going to go out on a limb. What if there was some audio? What if you could go back, oh man, I don't know, to the Democrat primary debate? And what if you could go back in time? Way back. And what if you can find out during the Democrat primary debate in 2020, what if it's possible that there was actual audio of an actual presidential candidate and his name was actually Joe Biden? And
the fact is that I don't remember.
Oh, you don't remember? Well, I do. And thanks to Tom Elliott and the great Tom Elliott from Grabian, Tom Elliott found something to flash back to. Wonder if he said something about that. What if he said surge to the border? Jake, I want you to listen to this, fresh ears. And I want you to tell me what you hear right now as during a Democrat primary debate, he was asked what he would do about immigration and immigration policy, illegals crossing the border. Listen to this.
What I would do as president is several more things, because things have changed. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
Jake, does it sound to you as if he just said that they should surge to the border? Did you hear that? Yeah?
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, let's play that again. Joe Biden said surge to the... He used specifically the words surge to the border, right?
What I would do as president is several more things, because things have changed. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border.
We immediately surge to the border.
All those people are seeking asylum.
All those people seeking asylum. They want asylum. They should surge to the border. He said surge to the border. That's the words he used. And don't make it sound like it's one of these things where Joe Biden has no idea what he's talking about.
Judge my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
No. He was pretty specific as to what he was saying. He didn't accidentally say something. He said it specifically. So when George Stephanopoulos says, people think that they should come to the border, they're wearing T-shirts. They're making their way, crossing miles and miles of land south of the border to make their way with their families and getting to the southern border and stopping at a T-shirt print shop to have a Biden please let us in T-shirt made. Because, you know, that's what you do when you're trying to escape and you need asylum from where you're coming from and you're making your way, you're doing this long, arduous trek, making your way to the southern border. Of course you stop somewhere and say, Biden, please let me in T-shirts, and you get yourself one along the way because you know, there's always a print shop available. That he said it, that George Stephanopoulos said, you told people to come here. No, I never said anything like that. It's not true. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Do you have to say quite clearly, don't come?
Yes, I can say quite clearly, don't come. And what we're in the process of getting set up.
We're in the process of getting set up. Set up for what? And that's something that Dave Ray from Federation for American Immigration Reform brought up, not just this week, but last week as well on this program. What does that mean? Getting the catch and release program set up, getting everything set up back the way it used to be. Listen, don't make the surge yet. But you can. We've got to get this all back to the way it used to be. Don't make it sound like he doesn't know what's going on. And I brought this up earlier this morning. I think this is a big takeaway. And it's this. Joe Manchin is saying things like there's a crisis along the border. You have networks that are even right behind me right now, and CBS and ABC and CNN and others that are saying, I think there's a crisis along the border. I think we've got some problems. We're starting to see some of the things that are happening. We're starting to see the actual numbers that are going on right now. The 30% of the people crossing the border under 18, 29,792 unaccompanied children detained without their parents, about 5 times more than in January, of whom 2,942 were under the age of 12. Overall number of people apprehended along the Mexican border increased to more than 100,000 in February, a 28% increase from January. They see the numbers. They know exactly what's going on. They're on the border, and they see it. But yet, even though you have a Democrat who's breaking ranks and calling it a crisis, even though you have the media now that's talking about it, it looks like there's a crisis here. Seems like you have an administration that's full steam ahead, that's trying to talk a talk, but behind the scenes, somebody 2.0 is pulling the strings to keep the policy as it was in the past, or bring it back at least. We're not keeping the policy. I'm not talking about the Trump policy, but I'm talking about before that. In other words, talk all you want to talk. And as Democrats are worried about 2022 and they see the writing on the wall and they see what's happening politically and they're really worried, and they should be, that it seems like this administration is like, go ahead, say anything you want against this administration. We'll even have the president say a couple of things that'll make it sound as if he cares as well. But behind the scenes, it feels like there are some people who were with the former administration that understand full well what they're doing. And somebody's pulling the strings back there to try to get back to that place, because there's a move to get them here because the Democrat Party needs their votes, because they are losing in places that they never thought they would be losing. And they're going to let everybody talk about the politics and talk about the concerns that they have, but they're not stopping anything. That's the impression I get. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. If you want to watch, drewsteele.com is the website. Here I am. You can see me right now. And yeah, there's some people asking about Facebook at Drew Steele Radio. We're still there if you'd like to check it out as well. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along, Sabrina Katz, there's your traffic.
A disabled vehicle on I-75 just south of Daniels Parkway, blocking the middle lane. This is backing up traffic right now. Troopers just arrived on scene. It is a mess. So if you are heading southbound, avoid the interstate if you can. Stick to tree line, much quicker option. That crash on Lehigh Acre is still active at Lee Boulevard and 82 with delays heading west of Alvin Avenue. To avoid this crash, you can always stick to Buckingham Road, but now Buckingham Road is slowing down as well. Gunnery Road is the fastest option towards 82. That trip to the Minute Traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
It's going to be another warm and toasty afternoon as highs will reach the mid-80s for most of Southwest Florida with that breezy wind too. I'm still looking ahead to Friday for the potential for strong storms along a cold front. That looks to be primarily Friday morning. Still a lot can change with the system, but have a way to get those alerts, and you can always get that by downloading our free Wink Weather app. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Steele.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Drew Steele visiting with my friend TJ, owner of the Floormeisters in Naples. And first of all, TJ, you know how much I love my Cortec, my home, my wife. When I bring people over, I kind of brag on the floor. Actually, they brag on it for me. They look and they see how beautiful it is. And the selection you have is amazing. Talk about it.
We have 100 colors of Cortec right now that we stock by the pallet, so I can sell it cheaper to you every day than anybody else around. We're getting in, I believe, 10 new colors for their entries for 2021. Usually we go out to Vegas and see it there, but with coronavirus, they brought it to me this time.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floormeisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call. 239-596-4964. 239-596-4964. Or on the web at floormeisters.com.
I'm a salesman. I've pounded the pavement 35 years, literally. My legs ached, my feet hurt. It was just sometimes unbearable. I'm 71 years old and I don't plan on quitting anytime soon. But if you don't have a good attitude when you're in sales, it shows on your face. And you can't do that if your feet are aching all the time. I heard an advertisement on the radio for the Good Feet store, and I said, what can I lose?
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Val enjoy their work again without letting their feet get in the way.
I walked in the Good Feet store and I said, my feet hurt. And they said, well, let's see if we can do something about that. What a difference with these arch supports. After about 3 weeks of wearing them, there was just no pain. When I go and talk to my customers, I've got a smile on my face. I can go all day long, and then some. It's the real deal. I'm a salesman, and you can't fool a salesman. My name's Val, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair. The quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
When you choose Dr. David C. Brown's Eye Centers of Florida for your family's total eye care needs, you're selecting the most trusted name in eye care physicians. You're also putting your precious sight in the hands of one of the nation's safest surgical centers. Surgicare, long known for excellence. Nothing compares to the expertise and compassion of the first name in total eye care. Dr. David C. Brown's Eye Centers of Florida, now open Saturdays at select locations.
Hey, Southwest Florida, it's your friend Tyler McCluskey here, coming to you from 92.5 Fox News. Again, we're just promoting our brand new show, The Tyler McCluskey Show, every Saturday at 11 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News. Every week, we're going to have a new guest on, local businesses, helping you grow, everything that you need to know, the insurance space, mortgages, real estate. Please visit our website at www.tylermccluskey.com and tune in this Saturday at 11 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News.
Nothing runs like a... I need something I can depend on. I need a Kubota.
At Florida Coast Equipment, we have equipment you can depend on. We have the best deals in town for Kubota tractors, mowers, utility vehicles, and Kubota construction equipment. Our family has been Florida's premier Kubota dealership for over 30 years. Whether you're buying, renting, or simply need your Kubota service, come on over to Florida Coast Equipment in Naples. Equipment you can depend on at a price you'll love. Florida Coast Equipment, we've got you covered.
I'm Stuart Duncan from Duncan's Diamonds, and I want to be sure you're given the best prices on fine jewelry and diamonds. Other jewelers don't like me. Why? Because we offer better prices and a superior experience. If you go to Tiffany's, you're going to get a great product, but pay 2 to 3 times what it's really worth. If you go to a chain store, you're going to get something that's really cheap and bad quality. Don't settle for high prices, low quality, and a bad experience. Buy real jewelry from me, Stuart Duncan, a real jeweler. The love of your life will really be proud to know that their diamond came from Duncan's Diamonds. Your true love deserves the best. And at Duncan's Diamonds, we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and I will make sure that you can count on it. Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and fine jewelry. Come to one of our 3 beautiful locations. US 41, Gulf Coast Town Center, Naples at Mercado.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. The electrical panel is the heart of your home's electrical system. Malfunctions can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk or in the dark altogether. So trust our teams at Mr. Sparky to get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $200 off a panel replacement.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Rockstar Harley will pay your sales tax promotion on any pre-owned Harley this week only.
All right, let's cut the crap. You know it and I know it. Rockstar Harley doesn't intend on paying or avoiding your sales tax.
Sales tax is the amount of your discount on any pre-owned Harley. Rockstar Harley is Florida's #1 volume Harley dealer with over 500 Harleys on site. You don't need perfect credit, don't need a cash down payment, and 100% of all credit applications considered. Every pre-owned Harley discounted by your sales tax at Rockstar Harley now through Sunday.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is still slow from the crash at Lee Boulevard in 82. Westbound delays on Lee Boulevard starting from Alvin Avenue. You have the option of gunnery to avoid this. as well as Buckingham Road. Now, we are back up to speed on the interstate. There was a disabled vehicle blocking traffic. That is cleared, so we're good to go now. If you're heading south of Daniels all the way towards Collier County. In Collier, that slowdown on Immokalee Road definitely happening. Heading west of 951 to get onto the interstate. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Temperatures will be warm once again into the mid to even upper 80s, with the breeze at times helping out. Lots of sunshine by the second half of the afternoon. Now, as we look ahead to Friday, there still is the potential for some isolated showers and even a few thunderstorms along a cold front, primarily Friday morning, and some do have the potential to become strong. We'll continue to watch this very closely for you. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you could agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes, the official after-game party for the Red Sox spring training games. Go to any Stevie's location after the game and show your ticket for a free 10-ounce beer. And during March, register to win a pair of Red Sox spring training tickets from 100 being given away. And don't miss St. Patty's Day, Stevie Tomatoes style, with traditional corned beef, red potato, and cabbage for $13.99. Wash it down with a cold Guinness draft or Jameson Irish whiskey. Stevie Tomatoes is the working and retired person's country club. For all of you have made and continue to make this country great. So come relax, enjoy quality food in a casual atmosphere. Check out our brisket short ribs burger, Chicago pizza, wings, fish fries, and ribs. And we love Fridays, so we celebrate with happy hour all day.
Stevie Tomatoes, sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Chevy sales desk, this is Marty.
Marty!
Yeah?
Everyone's getting lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet.
And what, I'm getting lucky too?
No, Marty, you've never been lucky in your life, especially in high school.
All right.
I'm the Lucky Charm, saving customers a pot of gold on new Victory Lane Chevys.
Oh, yeah, so you're the magic leprechaun here, huh?
No, Marty, you're the only one conning your customers. He hung up. Gulf Coast, it's time to get lucky at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Shipments of new 2021 Chevys are arriving daily. Be first in line to save thousands. Plus, get our gigantic cash allowance for any trade. Get lucky now. Find new roads with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. New 2021 Chevy Silverados with savings up to $9,000 off MSRP. All new electric Chevy Bolt up to $15,000 off MSRP. Need credit? Lucky you, our goal is 100% credit approval at Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Online at victorylanechevrolet.com. Stock number S1156 and W1002. Price plus taxes and fees. All rebates to dealer. Silverado offer for current lessees. Bold for current Costco members. Offers do not combine. Expires 3/31/2021.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you are injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Psst. I'm about to say a dirty word. A really dirty word. Cover your kids' ears. Ready? Plumber. Hi, I'm Rob Hill of Bob Hill Plumbing. I'm not sure why plumber is a dirty word. I like to think of myself as a respectful, clean, and honest plumber. In fact, I'm proud to say that Bob Hill Plumbing is one of the oldest businesses in Naples. My dad founded Bob Hill Plumbing in 1952. I instilled the same tradition and values as he had back in the 50s. I dare you to find that in the chuck in a truck world. Everyone has an AC guy or an electrical guy, but a plumber? If you need plumbing services, I invite you to call me today, and I'll prove to you that we've cleaned up the word plumber. See, even the radio guy stopped beeping me out. Bob Hill Plumbing. Let me be your plumbing guy.
To schedule service, call Bob Hill Plumbing at 262-6119 or go to bobhillplumbing.com.
Hey guys, there is some important news that all men should take very seriously. Your prostate health. Are you urinating more frequently? Are you waking up at night to urinate? Are you sick and tired of prostate pills that just don't work? Sound familiar? If you are one of the millions of men with prostate problems that are driving you nuts, there is some great news. Prostagenics is the all-natural product that beat over 157 other prostate supplements in lab tests and was rated the #1 most powerful prostate supplement in the world. #1, because it works. So why not try some Prostagenics, and your prostate troubles will be a thing of the past. You'll get a great night's sleep and stop waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. To get your free bottle of Prostagenics, call now, 800-600-2020. That's 1-800-600-2020. Take advantage of our 90-day money-back guarantee. Call 800-600-2020. Do it now.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. You can watch just by clicking over there. It's for your smartphone, smart device, your computer. It's basic, it's simple, but at least you get to watch if you would like. And yeah, if you want to go to Facebook, it's fine. It's still there at Drew Steele Radio. All right, time right now for the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Well, I hope that happens because if that happened, then I think I'd have an even stronger feeling toward running. I'm not a fan of hers. I think that what she talks about the royal family and the Queen, I happen to think I know the Queen, as you know. I've met with the Queen, and I think the Queen is a tremendous person, and I am not a fan of Meghan.
That is the former President Trump on with Maria Bartiromo last night talking about the rumors that Meghan Markle, because of this fantastic, unbelievable interview with Oprah Winfrey, that now she's considering and talking to Democrat operatives about running for president of the United States. You can hardly say it with a straight face. The president was like, hey, yeah, go ahead and do it because it gives him even more reason to run in 2024 because I have a pretty good idea that I could beat her. And he'd be right.
Number 4.
We won 15 seats in the last election. Republicans only need to win 5 seats to take back the majority. And if all these progressive policies that the left and the Democrats and Speaker Pelosi keep pushing, I think it's going to be very good for Republicans in the midterm elections.
That is Greg Stubbe, Mornings with Maria right there. A surge of migrants and asylum seekers arriving at the crossing of the U.S.-Mexico border illegally. The president talking about, nothing to see here. I mean, it's kind of a crisis. But you see how bad it was with Trump. But hey, listen, they're not coming because I ever said anything or anything like that, which he actually did. But it was Greg Stubbe that's saying, listen, 2022 is going on right now, and the midterms are just around the corner. And if you look at the numbers and how few you would need as far as the House and the Senate to regain the House and the Senate and control, it's this close. My fingers are thinly spread apart. So the crisis along the border, if the president doesn't do anything and continues to keep things going the way it's going, I'll tell you what, it's something to watch for 2022.
Number 3.
We moved to Cape Coral in April of 2020.
It was difficult trying to move during a pandemic.
Typically, you would bring people cookies or a pie or invite them over for dinner, but we weren't sure about how people were feeling.
It's always funny to see a sign on the table that says free beer, just to get people to stop and turn their head if they were driving by and say, what did that sign just say?
That was a good idea.
That was a good idea. There you go. Did you hear this story, Jake? I guess a couple in Cape Coral were moving during the pandemic, and they couldn't, they were trying to make friends as first-time home buyers in this new community, and they thought, what a great idea. Here's something we could do. We put a sign out in front of our house that says free beer, and maybe people will show up so we can meet some of the neighbors. And that's exactly what they did. And a lot of people showed up for free beer. Who knew that you just put a sign? That's how you make friends, is with free beer. Oh, Jake knew. He's like, hey, if I would have known, I would have been there and made friends with them myself.
Howdy, neighbor.
Howdy, neighbor.
Number 2.
A lot of the migrants coming in saying they're coming in because you promised to make things better. It seems to be getting worse by the day. Was it a mistake not to anticipate this surge?
Well, first of all, there was a surge the last 2 years, in 19 and 20, there was a surge as well.
This one might be worse.
No, well, it could be, but here's the deal. We're sending back people to, first of all, the idea that Joe Biden said come, because I heard the other day that they're coming because they know I'm a nice guy and I won't do what Trump did.
They're saying this.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. They're not.
No, they're not. No, they're not saying that. They're not saying that Joe Biden never said in the past to come on over here until you find out that there's actual audio of Joe Biden saying, hey, there should be a surge at the border. No, I'm not kidding. Last year he said it.
What I would do as president is several more things, because things have changed. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are.
Yeah. He didn't say surge to the border, Border Patrol and ICE, and maybe make sure that we firm up the border so that people don't cross illegally. No, that's not what he said. So when the president says, that's not what's going on, yeah, I think different.
Number 1.
President, I know that you received the vaccine. Mrs. Trump also got the vaccine. Would you recommend to our audience that they get the vaccine then?
I would recommend it, and I would recommend it to a lot of people that don't want to get it, and a lot of those people voted for me, frankly. But, again, we have our freedoms, and we have to live by that, and I agree with that also. But it's a great vaccine, it's a safe vaccine, and it's something that works. And we've been working round the clock, and what I got the FDA to do, this would have happened in many, many years from now if I didn't get involved, and if we didn't get involved.
And that was the President Trump, last night on Maria Bartiromo's program yesterday, when she had him on talking about the vaccine, as the media and Joe Biden and others, Democrats, pressing the president. It's your people. You got to tell your people to get vaccinated. And he's like, hey, get vaccinated. But also, we live in a free country. You don't want to. He's okay with that as well.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
But again, I'm fascinated by the topic of vaccinations and people demanding that the former president tell, your people to do it because you're the problem. You as a Trump supporter have always been the problem. You're always going to be the problem until you can be doxed out or some way that they can cleanse your thinking, as Democrats like to believe that can be done. We got to get rid of those ideas of you and Trump and thinking that you can't get away from him and all the trouble you've caused because you voted for him. And listen, can you imagine if there was no Donald Trump in the past 4 years? You talk about Operation Warp Speed, that would have never happened. But it's not Donald Trump saying, "Oh no, Joe Biden did this." No, it was actually it was something that it was an absolute mess until Joe Biden picked the ball up and ran with it, because everybody knows
I got hairy legs.
Oh, all right. Anyway, the thing that fascinates me is that we have this discussion about vaccines, people concerned about taking them, people decide that they don't want to take them. They looked at the science and the data, and they understand who the people are at risk and who are not. And they're talking about now the idea of starting to vaccinate 3-year-olds. Have you looked at the science and the data that suggests that 3-year-olds should have a vaccine? Because the last time I checked, the answer is, yeah, not so much. As far as vulnerability and who is and who isn't. Now, that's up to you and what you want to do. And when it comes to you and your family, I'm not suggesting, when it comes to masks, look, if that's what you and your family want to do, and ultimately, unfortunately, it looks like the way we're going to get rid of masks and mask mandates is when the American people say enough. Just not doing it anymore. We're done. We know what the science and the data says, and we get it. We understand. But man, you spent how long? All of you, Democrats. Kamala Harris, I'm not taking Trump's vaccine. Trump had something, I don't trust it. How long did you spend bashing the idea of having a vaccine for so long and getting that ingrained in the American people's mind? That anything that Donald Trump had to do was going to be evil and awful and bad for you, and that he had something to do with a vaccine and speeding it up and getting it to market and getting it to you and getting people vaccinated. I'm not taking it. Who would take that? Are you crazy? And now all of a sudden you're like, I don't understand why there's people that don't want to take. I mean, I'm just asking. Is that part of the discussion? Nope. No, we don't do that. 239-479-5592. Hey, I do like the Cape Coral story. I think that is fun. When you have a couple of deciding to try to figure out how they're going to get friends, and they put out flyers saying they're new to the neighborhood and would love for you to stop by, and then they put a sign out that says free beer outside on the driveway, and almost everybody in the neighborhood showed up for free beer, and I think that's clever. It's kind of like the old joke where the band that plays in the bar, and the band's called Free Beer because they knew that they would get a good crowd showing up. When it said, tonight only, free beer. But it's the name of the band and not the... Yeah, so people ran with that. I always like that. 239-479-5592. All right, a couple of other things that we're keeping an eye on. Let's see. You know what? If you want to do the thing this morning, if you've got something on your mind, if you want to call right now, 239-479-5592, you most certainly can call. We haven't done that in a couple of days, so why don't we do that right now? We'll take your calls, whatever's on your mind. I don't care what it is. Let's end the show with your calls. It's the thing.
You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing.
That sounded like a dial tone. Sorry about that. Here's Jim. Jim's in Naples. Hi, Jim.
Hey, great show. Hey, to start, my opening line will be, I want to do the thing, but like Joe Biden, I forgot what it was.
You forgot your thing.
Yeah. Anyway, about Joe Biden, to get serious, we all joked about crazy Uncle Joe as candidate when he sat in his basement and couldn't string two sentences together and botched everything he said and couldn't remember other things. Now we're into Realville, where he's president of the United States, and now we've got an economic, humanitarian, and national security crisis at the southern border, and it's all because Biden can't remember that as candidate Biden, he told these people to surge there.
Yeah.
And what I'm worried about is what happens if somebody gets in a shooting war and Biden forgets what promises he made to other countries. I mean, this thing could ramp up significantly. I think they need the 25th Amendment, the guy, get him out of there. He's getting old. If he can't remember that as candidate Biden, that he told people to surge to the border, and now we've got this national security issue down there, Joe Biden needs to be removed from office.
Yeah, but here's what I think. If we're going to be honest, Jim, and this is what I was trying to, and maybe I didn't articulate it very well before. Joe Biden knows and has known exactly what he's saying. He knew before that he was talking about a surge. He didn't have a problem with that surge. He didn't have a problem with it the same way Barack Obama didn't have a problem with surges. And the way the Democrats don't have a problem with surges. And this is why. Because even politically, what's going on right now, they've got a time period right now. They have they either have a limited amount of time to 2022 and the election could change everything, and the House and the Senate could both flip, or they're just going to assume that everything's going to be fine in 2022 and there's no rush. But certainly the moment is right now.
But Drew,
hold on. Let me finish my thought. Otherwise, I'll be just like Joe Biden and I'll start talking about hairy legs. That the idea now is that there's somebody behind the scenes that's pulling the strings. It's not Joe Biden. Joe Biden. You don't have to worry about Joe Biden saying anything, because ultimately they'll tell him what to say. Ultimately, they'll craft his message, And the people pulling the strings behind the scenes will be fine with that because they didn't have a problem with this to begin with. They want these illegals, soon to be legal voters crossing the border because they do believe and trust that they will vote Democrat, and they have to replenish someplace because we are starting to see more and more how blue-collar workers were told that Democrats are the party of the working class, the blue-collar. No, they're not. Not anymore, they're not. They're the party of big tech. That's who they are, and they know it. And they've destroyed what they've had before. Go ahead.
Yeah, the problem with that logic is that when we talk like you are, we are making excuses for Joe Biden, saying that he knows it. Look, Joe Biden's president, and regardless of who's pulling strings or whether it's Biden himself, the ramifications of those decisions are on his shoulder. And if he, as president, can't remember what he said, irrespective of what his advisors are telling him to do or what he wants to do or thinks he wants to do, he is making bad decisions based on his inability to recall what he said less than a year ago.
Yeah.
And so we shouldn't make excuses for him. That even keeps him in there longer. Pin it right on him. He's president of the United States. He can't remember what he had to eat yesterday. He can't remember what he said as candidate a year ago. And because of that, forget his advisors. We've got this crisis on the border down there. This is all on Joe Biden, and Joe Biden needs to be removed from office.
Yeah, well, listen, I understand what you're saying, Jim, and thanks for the call in Naples. I appreciate it. But at the same time, we recognize all of this, but you have to have a willing party and a willing media to go along with this line of thinking, which is the truth and the facts. And, you don't confuse the two.
We choose truth over facts.
Well, he does. And that's not going to happen. But there is something that's really interesting. What a great article that I wanted to touch on today. I'm going to get into detail about this tomorrow. So if you want to tune in, you'll hear more about this. Matt Taibbi had an article out a couple of days ago that you just have to read. And Matt Taibbi is a big lib, and he's somebody who I guess his dad was a reporter and also exclusively when it came to the Soviet Union, reported on the Soviet Union, knows a lot about the Soviet Union, somebody who collects newspapers, old newspapers in the Soviet Union. And he wrote an article called The Sovietization of the American Press, the transformation from phony objectivity to open one-party orthodoxy hasn't been an improvement. And what the article talks about is as he's looked at the headlines in Pravda and as he looked in 1938 and show trials and Trotsky on the cover of some of these Soviet newspapers that people saved that he was able to find, Cold War newspapers, and looked at the Soviet Union, what he found was that, and his concern was that the media today is doing a lot of the same things that the Soviet Union was doing when they were talking about big headlines, making sure you're staying with and glorifying the Soviet Union and leadership and other Russian and basically all the way that they were talking about who the villains were, who the heroes were. It was 100% binary. All the people were either heroes or villains, all in league with one another. And other ideas not represented, except to be attacked and deconstructed. Headlines glorifying what was going on in the government at the time, even though we know what was happening. Right, the success of faithful sons of the party and the success of the party when really it was quite the opposite. And then he brought up some of the headlines that we see about Joe Biden. Biden stimulus showers money on Americans, sharply cutting poverty. Champion of the middle class comes to the aid of the poor. Biden's historic victory for America. And he said the headlines in the U.S. press lately sound suspiciously like the work that was being done in the Soviet Union with headlines in Pravda. The most Soviet of the recent efforts didn't have a classically Soviet headline. Comedians are struggling to parody Biden. Let's hope this doesn't last. Read the Washington Post opinion piece. arguing that Biden's the first president in generations who might be, quote, impervious to impressionists. Think about that for a second. I know we've got to go. And you can play the music anytime you want, Jake. But it's this. And I want to dig into this more tomorrow because it's really a piece you've got to read by Matt Taibbi. And saying we all know that Joe Biden, when you talk about humor and impressions and comedy, he's ripe with comedy and everybody knows it. But yet the media is telling you and the newspapers, the Washington Post is saying he's impervious to it. Impregnable. Devoid of obvious quirks. There's no way that you can do it. And they're staying away from when everybody knows it's the opposite. And how can that be possible? Because of what the media is doing and what they're saying and what the press says. And it's frightening. But what a great article. And I'm going to dig into this more tomorrow because I think it's really fascinating. All right, 239-479-5592. We'll see you tomorrow. Glenn Beck is next. Let's find out what's happening with the remainder of the forecast with Wink News meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees.
It's going to be another warm and toasty afternoon as highs will reach the mid-80s for most of Southwest Florida with that breezy wind too. I'm still looking ahead to Friday for the potential for strong storms along a cold front. That looks to be primarily Friday morning. Still a lot can change with the system, but have a way to get those alerts, and you can always get that by downloading our free Wink weather app. I'm Wink News weather